I heard he passed away.
What's up, man?
Mm-hmm.
You heard he passed away?
Yeah.
What did you hear about it?
I heard that he got shot in that same house I was telling you about. Well, I heard it from my pop. He said that somebody from down around that little corner area right there came to the house and said that that Ben got shot in that house. Which, I mean, he had a lot of enemies.
This is Casie White. In September 2013, police were called to a vacant home outside of Jacksonville, Florida, after neighbors reported suspicious activity. When officers entered the home, they found the body of Casie's boyfriend, 52-year-old Benjamin Kraft. At first, the exact cause of death was not clear, but rumors swirled that Benjamin had been shot. However, an autopsy revealed that he had been killed by blunt force trauma to the head. Police interviewed Benjamin's friends before turning to Casie, who has been taken into custody on a false identity charge.
I'm Detective Scott, Detective Simpson. We're from Jacksonville.
Okay.
Sheriff's Office. We got some things we want to visit with you about. The first thing we want to do is go through the lights film then. Okay. All right, it's CASIE.
LANEE.
White.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They treating you good up here?
Yeah, I mean, it's jail.
Can't really make it any better than it is, huh? Is the food better here than there?
Actually, it is better than Duval County, but I figured out the reason why is because where I'm at, there's only 15 girls in there.
So there's extra food.
So there's extra food, they give you butter, salt, and pepper, and all that, and in Duval County, you got girls coming in and out all the time.
Yeah.
Plus the fact they talk to the toilets and all that. You know, they scoop water out of the toilets and talk to the toilets in Duval County.
That's
They do what?
It's nasty.
They talk cell to cell.
Yeah, they scoop the water out. No, what they do is they say, they put women on what we call the dungeon, which is the first floor, and then the third floor.
Mm-hmm.
And on the third floor, they'll scoop the water out so they can talk to guys on other floors. Through the toilet now where people puke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Have what they call phone sex.
Through the toilet.
Yeah.
Phone sex through the toilet.
Yeah.
Toilet? I don't even know what to call
Because
it.
you get them styrofoam cups and they'll take the bottoms out of them and make like make this real long thing. And they'll sit there like that and don't even know who they talking to or nothing.
Don't care.
Well, yeah, they don't care.
Mm-mm.
Just want to talk to somebody. And you're going to be in there maybe 20, 30 days and they want to talk to the toilet.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
As long as you ain't talking to the toilet. You ain't talking to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
You don't look like a toilet
I'm
talker.
thinking about bacteria and stuff being all in the toilet, like.
Not just that, just everything. All the critters and bugs people have.
Ugh.
Matter of fact, when I got here, they just had a head lice epidemic thing going on. Where I guess some 40-year-old lady come there and had head lice, and everybody in the dorm got it.
Ugh.
So I just missed it. I was like,
Did they make y'all put all that stuff in your hair and all that?
Yeah, I mean, they call it getting dipped. I just missed it.
Like a dog.
My hair's down to my butt, so I would have had a freaking fit in there.
I bet.
I would have had a fit.
A lot of the times they make you cut your hair.
Yeah, if they can't get it out, yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah,
That's
pretty nasty.
I mean, it ain't a shame to get it, it's a shame to keep it. If you know you got head crickets, so why not get your head,
Head crickets. Yeah, that's for sure though. But some people don't have that home training, It comes when you have kids though. I mean, you have kids, you know how it is. You take care of them, and if there's something wrong, you get it taken care of.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
It is what it is. Is it as cold in there as it is in Duval too?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why they keep it so cold.
Well, I mean, the thing about Duval jail is there's more bodies in there.
Yeah.
So it seems like actually it's colder here than Duval.
Might be. You
More
only had
hot air.
15 girls?
Yeah, there's 15. Where I'm staying at, it holds 20, but there's only 15 in there. The whole jail only holds 45 girls, period.
Oh gosh.
So I guess the rest is filled up with guys.
Yeah, maybe so. That's not a lot.
What happens if you get more than 45?
I don't know.
Start stacking them up?
I guess so. I guess have them on boat beds like they do in, I'm not sure.
I never understood that boat bed myself. It's really not a boat.
Well, I mean, it's not a boat, but wouldn't that be a fire hazard though?
I would think so. It's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. I don't know how you get all of them out. Kind of like the Titanic.
Right, exactly.
In principle.
Right.
Are you from Jacksonville?
Mm-hmm.
Born and raised?
Yeah.
What area of town did you grow up in?
North side. I grew up out off of Messer Road. And, then, let's see, I went to school and did all that then. I lived off 103rd. Then I got with this guy. We started having kids and we lived in Dinsmore. And then we moved over there off of Lanes Avenue. And pretty much I've been between Jacksonville and Waycross most of my life because my granny lived in Waycross. So whenever I got heavy on drugs or whatever and I got ready to get away, I'd go to Waycross and pretty much detox myself.
Yeah. Your mama and dad didn't raise you so much, right?
They didn't know.
Miss Barbara, is that the lady that pretty much raised you?
Yeah, Barbara.
She was real good to you.
Yes.
From what I've
Yes.
been told.
Yeah.
Seemed like she cared a lot about you.
She still does, matter of fact.
Yeah.
She's been, from what I've heard through, friends, family, whatever, that she's been, for some reason, the last, I want to say 4 or 5 months, she's been asking about me because she had cancer, I guess, and went through remission, I guess, is when you get cancer or whatever.
Right.
So she, I guess she got to where she's missing me because she can't have kids of her own.
Right.
So she took me home from the hospital from the day that I was born.
Right.
When they let me go from the hospital, that's who took me home from the hospital.
Is she kin to your mama or daddy, or did she just know?
Actually, her and the guy that raised me, Donnie, they knew my grandma.
Now, is that the one that Barbara's been with all these years but never married?
No, her last name, she was with a guy named Donnie Bayless, and he works for her and Robert, because, they owned
some sort of business.
Yeah, Robert's diesel service right
Yeah.
there in Commonwealth, and she's with the guy that owns the diesel service.
Okay.
And they've been together for years.
30 years or more?
They've been, I think I was 9 when they got together, and I'm 33, so.
Yeah.
You want something to drink? You want soda or something?
Please.
What do you want?
It don't matter what or anything.
I gotta see what I can find here.
Okay.
Not in my home.
I mean,
But
I
I'll see
just
what I
got
can
caught
find.
in my throat.
Yeah, I hear you. I was kind of the same way. My parents didn't raise me either. The same situation. They didn't really care if they had me or not. They were young, and my grandparents took a big interest in me, and then my grandfather was real sick. So he couldn't, he ended up dying of lung cancer. So then my best friend in school, we were in school together. Back then they put you in your seats by your last name. So alphabetically where I was from. So the same girl would always be sitting beside me. So we got to be real good friends, and her parents pretty much took me in probably about middle school. So yeah, I kind of feel that's where you're coming from too.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten better relationships with your mama now?
I mean, when,
You want me to do those off your arm, too?
if you want to, make sure I'm not my situation was, I always wondered why I didn't look like nobody else. Yeah, well, I didn't favor nobody.
Oh, so you didn't know?
So I didn't know. I did not know that I did not belong to Barbara until I was 7 years old.
Oh
And
my.
I got to asking questions. I went to Dinsmore Elementary.
Right.
And of course, my parents, my biological father being from Dinsmore and my mom pretty much being from Dinsmore, I had cousins and stuff that I went to school with. Well, I didn't know that these people were my cousins. And so I got asking questions. Well, I heard some people in school, matter of fact, it was the twins, and they were like, oh yeah, that's her, that's our cousin, this and this. And I was like, our cousin? Well, I've never seen these people. I know family functions, growing up. I mean, I'm telling you, from the time I was 3 days old up until, I was 7, I didn't know that the people that were raising me was not my people.
Really?
And so I asked my mama, which is Barbara, one day, I'm like, well, I don't look like nobody. She said, I didn't want to have to tell you this, but she's like, well, where did you hear this at? I said, at school. I said, there's people talking about I'm kin to them, whatever. So she broke down and told me I got to meet my real mom. And at the time, I didn't like my real mom because she would, I went to go spend the weekend with her, and we went out of town. And she said, well, I got you, now I'm not taking you back home. And it scared the shit out of me.
Because that's all you've known.
So when we got to where we was going to my granny, which is my real mom's, I asked her if I could use the phone. So I called Barbara and told her, I said, I think this woman's done kidnapped me. I want you to come get me.
Yeah.
And we were in, seems like we was in Bartow. And Barbara came all the way to Bartow and got me. So I didn't have nothing to do with Tanya for years until I was probably 11 or 12 years old. And then I started getting into trouble with it. And then it was either do right here, and then I started showing my ass wanting to live with my real mom, kind of like not knowing that where I was at was better off for me.
Yeah.
And then when I started staying with my real mom, it was pretty much do whatever you want to do.
Was she on drugs at that point?
Well, no, the only thing they were doing at that time was like pot or whatever.
Yeah.
But she was skinny as a rail, and I always thought she might be a crackhead or something. You know? But she wasn't. Then later on, the guy that she was with ended up getting a big settlement, and they smoked like $100,000 in probably 6 months or whatever. I mean, it was so bad. I was 13 years old, 14 years old, and I could call and go off with, I wasn't having sex then, thank God, but I could call a boy and go off with him, and I would have to call before I could come home.
Oh.
So, it just that's pretty much when my life kind of went from where it needed to be to me struggling, in other words.
Yeah. That's understandable.
Well, who you been running with and hanging out with over, say, the last month?
Over the last month?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't been running with anybody, really. I've been at my boyfriend's house in Callahan.
The whole time you ain't been back to Jacksonville?
I mean, I've been to Jacksonville. Let's see, I was there. I had some friends that were redoing a house, and I was going there, kind of pretty much helping them out here and there, whatever. Just this girl got a bunch of money. She got in a freaking accident and her leg got messed up, and they amputated her leg. Her name's Tasha. They amputated her leg, and she had a house in Denver. And when me and my old man would be fighting or whatever, I'd come to Densmore and hang out at my pop's house. And while I was hanging out there, she'd ride by and be like, "Hey man, you want to make some money or whatever? You know, you ain't doing shit here, you know, going down." And so I was like, there was this thing that you could use, got a razor blade thing on it, and it peels up like linoleum floor and shit. I ripped down fucking carpet in a back room. Just, I mean, that's pretty much what I was doing when I was in Densmore. But
Your daddy Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
That's your pop. You
yeah,
said
that's
pop.
my pop. That's what I call him, his pop.
Who was helping you do the house?
Well, let's see. There would be me, Ben, Kevin. Sometimes Tasha's old man would come by, but he would just come by like to check and see, you know, what I'll be doing or whatever. I guess it was according to him. If he come by and seen progress, if we got paid that day.
Right. How much was he paying you a day?
Well, depending on what I've done, Tasha paid me about. I mean, I made anywhere from $50 to $100 a day. But I was pretty much the only one that did anything because everybody else pretty much fucked up on pills, and I don't do pills. I used to, but I got over the pill thing. Because being on pills, when you get hooked on pills, when you're doing them, and you go to sleep, and you wake up, and you don't have pills, you're what they call pill sick. And if you don't have that pill, you feel like shit that day. And I got tired of waking up and having to depend on a drug every day.
Shit every day.
Yeah, got sick and tired of it. And couldn't actually function and do your daily functions until you had that pill in you. And it got old.
What's that Four Loko business about? I don't drink, so I don't.
Four Loko?
Yeah.
What's it about?
Yeah, is that like this high power alcohol beer? Is that what, is it a
Four
beer?
Loko actually is flavored malt liquor.
Okay.
It's actually some high, it shouldn't even be recommended for human consumption because I'm telling you, I don't know if you've ever heard anybody say they've taken Xanaxes and, like, they went out partying and they took Xanaxes and they're surprised how they made it home, this and this and this.
Right.
Well, Locos, if you consume too many of them, it's pretty much like doing Xanax. You just black out and then, you know.
Kind of forget what happened and don't even know how you did it or where you went.
Or kind of sort. I mean, if you
Is it like being drunk?
It's pretty much like being, I don't know if it's like being blacked out, like not knowing what the hell's going on type shit.
That's scary to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that too much.
I mean, I drink Locos, and, let's see, on Memorial Day, I was drinking Locos, and I'd probably drink 3 of them. And I'd ate something and I was walking to the Family Dollar. I was at my pop's house, matter of fact. I was walking to the Family Dollar. And that same house where I was telling y'all about, that's right there in Dinsmore that I was working at. There was some people there and they would have an altercation or something going on. And the altercation was to do with the people they were drinking Locos. Well, on my way back, I heard ruckus, whatever. I went on about my business. Well, on the way back, these people were out in the middle of the street fighting. And because I'm coming down the street, it pretty much got me involved because they were sloppy ass drunk. And it's like, they're sitting there fighting, and whoever's standing right there, I ended up getting hit on Memorial Day because I just so happened to be coming up the road and there was people out in the street fighting.
Are you talking about Memorial Day or the last holiday?
I'm talking about Memorial Day.
So before 4th of
Memorial
July.
Day was in what?
Memorial Day's in May.
Yes.
Okay.
Right after Mother's Day,
Okay.
isn't it? Yes, that's what I'm, yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
You talked about Kevin. You know Kevin pretty well. How long you known Kevin?
I've known Kevin as long as I've known my kid's daddy.
So
Scotty?
Mm-hmm.
that's a bunch of years.
Dylan's 15, so I've known Kevin probably 16, 17 years.
All right.
Kevin.
That's Kevin. I know him as Kevin or whatever.
That's what you want me to write down?
Well,
Whatever.
you put whatever you call him. In your words, who is that?
Who is this to me?
Yeah.
I call him Privet.
Privet? Okay.
Yep.
Then that's what I would put. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I want you to put what you call him.
So you're walking down the street and getting wrapped up in some crap.
Yeah, it's two guys fighting too.
Two guys?
Yeah. Hey,
Stay out of it.
I was at the USAM and I was seeing this dude that stayed in Dinsmore. He don't stay there anymore. Where he stayed at, his house got tore down. But me and him were kind of seeing each other or whatever. And he got drunk on them Locos. And he hit me in the eye so freaking hard, y'all, that as soon as he hit me in the eye, my eye instantly swelled shut. And I got hit so hard on Memorial Day that black eye I got hit so hard that day that my black eye went away, I promise.
Oh my God. You get in a lot of fights?
Not really, no. I mean, if I do get in a fight, it's because I just happen to be at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wait, did I hear that wrong? You got the black eye knocked out of you?
Yes. Look, I had a black eye from Mother's Day up until Memorial Day. When I got hit in the face that day on Memorial Day, when I went to sleep, woke up the next day, my black eye was gone.
Had a whole different problem.
Hmm.
Whole different problem.
I've never had the black eye knocked off.
Hey, listen, apparently that was a pretty big crack to her eye.
I don't even know how to spell Privet, but that's how I was spelled.
Close enough. Close enough.
Put your name on there.
So
Something who.
Like, just sign it?
Yeah.
Anything to make sure they
What's the
were.
date? 27. 9/27.
Casey, can you handle yourself in a fight?
Can I? I mean, for the most part, I've been beat up before. But,
Sure.
Yeah.
You're not gonna let anybody just whoop your ass. You know?
No, I'm not gonna let
No man.
Absolutely. Especially no man. Well, I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Because I was with Scotty Boy, and we was together, and he's 6'5", and he used to beat the fucking brakes off me in front of my kids.
Yeah.
So,
So
yes.
from then on,
From that point on,
enough.
yes.
I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't.
You just gave me the chills.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I don't. I mean, we're about the same size. We're not much bigger than each other, and I'm the same way. I'm not going to take a fight to you.
Yeah, I'm not.
But if you bring me a fight,
that's right.
I'm going to beat the brakes off.
Yeah, if somebody hits me first, it's on.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially if it's a man. Because I've been beat up so bad that mine and Scotty Boy's oldest kid called the police. And as I was coming to, I could hear Dylan saying, "Is this the popo? I think my daddy just killed my mama."
Wow.
You know, and I got babies in the house that can't crawl, and I've got kids that can crawl, and then, some that are toddlers, because, we had our kids boom, 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 boom.
Right.
And he was, when I say an asshole, and it was because he was fucking around me. I'm at the house taking care of kids, and you want to be out fucking around, snorting your powder, doing whatever the fuck you do, and then you want to come home and beat my ass because maybe whatever bitch that was at the bar didn't suck it right.
That's not cool.
No, it's not.
It's not cool at all.
But I've never been much of a fighter. But he made me be to the point where, in other words, I don't take shit off nobody. Now, people can do this right here all day long, and it doesn't bother me. But when they put their hands on me, then it's on, yeah.
How about, and I know this is no secret, and this is not to to cause you to be degraded, but obviously we all have issues. Everybody does. During the time that you had your addictions, would the addictions cause you to be more aggressive if you had to be a fighter, or you think it's the same?
No, I wouldn't say the addiction caused me to be more aggressive, no. Because I'm the same person all the time, but I mean, when you get mad, I guess you go through what you call like, maybe I would call it a blackout point or something maybe, because I've gotten fights before and not realize, and then at the end, you done beat the brakes off 2 girls and you're thinking to yourself, and you don't even remember it, and it's because, but I'm to the point to where I'm okay until somebody hits me, and then when they hit me, it's like, I don't know, it's hard, it's like a rage or something maybe, and that is from being beat on by somebody that says they love you. They come home every day and tell you they love you, but they're beating your ass like that. I mean, and then when I figured out that wasn't love, I was done with it.
Yeah.
I was done with him.
He went to prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's got your kids?
His aunt.
Here in Florida or
And Callahan.
Callahan? Are they being taken care of?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
That's what matters.
Mm-hmm. And my oldest son, he stayed with my granny. He's 17 now. He's got his own ride. He works for the school board in Baker County. He's got his head screwed on the right way, which I'm glad for that, because when I was 17 years old, I was having kids, so.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the path we take isn't always, when we look back at it, you just wish you could have done things different.
Right.
But, you seem like you got some sort of a heart left still.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm still me, I don't like it when, like, the way I see it, don't mess with my kids. You can mess with me all day long, but I'm only going to put up with it to a certain extent. Don't mess with my kids, and don't mess with the people that I love. And that would be like my mom, my granny. My granny's passed away there. I sure do miss my granny.
Your granny, who means the most to you, and even though if it might have been that she passed, who is it?
As far as adult-wise?
Yeah. Who is the person in your life that could tell you to do right from wrong?
My granny.
Your granny.
Mm-hmm. Even though when I first found out that she pretty much let Barbara and take care of me, I was upset at her about it at first. But then I realized she was looking out for my own good, because she was giving me a life that her nor my mom could have gave me. My mother could have gave me, so I wasn't mad at her. But if she was here right now, she could say, "Look here, Renee, you need to get your ass such," and I would do it. Come hell or high water, I would do it.
She called you by your middle name?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I was serious?
When she called me Lene, I knew something was up. If I hear Lene, and like Barbara, she would say, "Casie, Lene," and I knew, oh shit, damn, school I called her and said that I made a D or something,
Oh boy.
That's funny. So you said when you work on the house, it was Kevin and Ben that y'all were doing most of the work. Is that right? All right. And how long you known Ben?
About 3 years, I would say.
About 3 years. So you've definitely seen him more than 10 times.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's another one of them that likes to get drunk and thinks he can control you, or like want to put his hands on you. He thinks because Scotty Boy's done it that he could do it.
Right.
I heard he passed away.
What's up, man?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you know him as.
The 27th.
Yes. You heard he passed away?
Yeah.
What did you hear about it?
I heard that he got shot in that same house I was telling you about that we were working at. I heard that he got shot in that house.
Did you hear it from somebody in particular, or just?
Well, I heard it from my pop. He said that somebody from down around that little corner area right there came to the house and said that that Ben got shot in that house. Which, I mean, he had a lot of enemies, and he was a pill seller. So I mean, it could, you know.
When was the last time you've been in Jacksonville? You said you've been staying in Callahan most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
When were you in Jacksonville last?
I don't think here. Right before, what was this last holiday we had?
It was Labor Day.
Right before Labor Day. I want to say Labor Day was what, on a Monday?
Yeah.
Was that the second?
Yeah. Second.
Let's see. I was in Jacksonville that Saturday, matter of fact. Labor Day was Monday. So I would say what, that was the second? What would have been the 29th or the 30th maybe? That Saturday. Because on Labor Day, my Aunt Sherry had a cookout or whatever. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, Jacksonville, she had a cookout?
Yeah.
She had a cookout on Labor Day, and you were at the cookout?
No, I wasn't at the cookout. I just talked to her on the phone. That's how I know it was.
So when are you saying
I was
you
in
left?
Callahan.
You were in Callahan.
Yes, on Labor Day. But I was in Jacksonville that Saturday before that.
Okay.
Where were you that Sunday?
That Sunday, Callahan.
So you came back to Callahan Saturday or Sunday?
I went back to Callahan. Look, I came to Jacksonville that Saturday. Later on, like Saturday night, I went back to Callahan.
Okay.
You're kind of confusing me here now.
No. Well, listen, there's a lot of these questions that we pretty much have an answer to. There's places people go. There's video surveillance. There's places people go and you get seen on video, or lots of people tell you stuff. And then what we have to do is we have to figure out how true it is.
Right.
And that's what everybody has just because somebody says it doesn't mean it's true.
That's right.
So we have to go on, what can we physically see?
Right.
So, and we're not trying to trick you. It's not about tricking you. We're asking you for the truth. That's what we're asking you for.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, we have to decide, how truthful is it? Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
So Saturday you go down to Jacksonville. Saturday night.
Saturday morning, I went to Jacksonville.
Okay.
Saturday night, I went back to Callahan.
Okay. Have you been back to Jacksonville since then? Excuse me.
That Sunday I was in Jacksonville too. Me and my boyfriend and his mom rode to Callahan. We went to the meat store. We went to the dollar store right there on US 1.
Who's your boyfriend?
His name is David. Let's see here. I think I can make some.
Okay, so now I'm getting confused. Saturday morning we go to Jacksonville. Sometime Saturday night you go back to Callahan.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
then
then Sunday we went back to Jacksonville. We went to the meat store right there on US 1. There's a meat store in what's it called? Harold's Houston. Harold's Houston.
was that Sunday morning y'all went
That
back?
was like Sunday afternoonish, I guess you could say. Probably 10, 11 o'clock, whatever you consider that morning.
Y'all went to the meat market.
We went to the meat market and went to the Dollar General right there.
And who are you?
And to the racetrack.
And who is it you're with? You, David, and
Me, David, and his mom. And then we went back to Callahan. And I haven't been back to Jacksonville since then, matter of fact.
So Sunday, what time do you think y'all went back to Callahan?
Around 2 o'clock maybe. Maybe between 2 and 4.
Okay. 2 and 4 that afternoon, Sunday afternoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually on Sundays we go off with his mom, so yeah.
Is David gonna back that up?
Yeah.
How do we get a hold of David?
If I'm not mistaken, I believe David's in this jailhouse right here with me.
What's David's last name?
Campbell.
So, did he go to jail for the same thing as you?
No, actually, he got in a fight with the neighbor, and I guess he went to the neighbor's house to beat the brakes off the neighbor in his own little camper trailer. Busted the man with a coffee pot, and the man called the police. And when the police came up there, I thought that I had a warrant out for child support. So when the police got there, I lied to them and only told them my first and middle name. And then when they got me to the jailhouse, he was like, I said, look here, man. I said, all bullshit aside, I said, this is what my name is. He's like, well, why did you lie to me? I said, because I thought I had a warrant for child support. I said, no, he said, wasn't ready to go to jail at the time, because I've been drinking or whatever. I usually drink every day. I ain't gonna lie, I drink damn near every day. He said, well, you know what? You don't got no warrants. He said, now you're in home on a stupid ass charge. And I said, well, maybe I needed this break anyways.
Yeah.
And then we left it at that. And then I was a smart ass to him and said, and I found this out after when I was sitting in process, and she was like, the lady was like, do you know you told that officer that asked him if he was going home and if he was to take that with him? And I was like, I shouldn't have done that. And she was like, no, you shouldn't have. But I mean, I guess I was pretty much aggravated at the time because I had been drinking. My old man had been raw. And I was like, look, man, I said, just get off my fucking ass. I ain't done nothing to you. You don't went back there to the neighbor's house and beat the neighbor up for no motherfucking reason. I mean, no reason at all. Because you think that I've been over to the neighbor's house. You get up out of the bed, I'm sitting in the living room. You rage out the back door and go over there and beat the neighbor up.
Did he think that you were messing with the neighbor?
And I think the deal is that the neighbor owes him money and he just wanted to my old lady's been back here I ain't been back to that dude's house. Or excuse me, his camper.
Ain't even got a house.
Got a camper. It ain't even as big as this room right here.
Did you and Ben date?
Kinda, yeah.
For how long?
I mean, which time?
No, it was huh?
When the first time I met Ben was on Thanksgiving. What year is this? 2013? Thanksgiving 2010. Yep, 2010. I met him at the racetrack.
His people's from that area, right?
I know he's got an aunt, uncle, I believe, but I think originally he's from up north somewhere. I think he's from Virginia, West Virginia, maybe somewhere in that area.
So you first met him, did y'all start dating right away back then, or?
No. When I first met him, me and my pop had walked to the racetrack. And my pop and my Uncle Larry were kind of like, my Uncle Larry didn't have a job. My pop was working. I was working at the time. And pretty much we were feeding my uncle. We were paying the light bill. We were supporting any kind of habits that anybody had. We were pretty much supporting that on my uncle. And I looked at Pop and I said, man, let's go to the racetrack. I said, I got enough money to get 2 4-packs. He said, well, I'll buy us a pack of cigarettes. I said, well, where are we going to drink it at? He said, if we got to go behind the racetrack to drink it just so your Uncle Larry can't have none of it, that's what we'll do. Well, when we walked around behind the back of the racetrack, there was Andy Meadows and this guy. And I'm like, Andy's all like, what's up? And I haven't seen Andy in, like, back when I was a teenager still living at home, I would go down to Andy Meadows' house and watch chicken fights. I mean, this was years ago when I was living with Barbara.
Real chicken fights.
Yes, but yeah, they would get down too.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, Andy don't even own that place anymore. Hadn't owned it in years. So he introduced me. He's like, this is my friend Ben. And so Ben had a house on Barth Road where he lived with his mom. So we went up there and we sat on our porch and we continued to drink. Well, Ben had an 18-pack. Of course, my pop was going, oh yeah, he's cool. I'm like, just because he's got a beer don't mean that he's cool.
Yeah.
So we sat there and drank whatever. And matter of fact, it was the day before Thanksgiving, my bad, because the next morning it was Thanksgiving and I was having to go with a friend of mine way out to, there's a place called Camp Tracy I guess it's a boys' home. I'm not sure what area of Florida it's in. It's like out towards Georgia, but that's where we were going at to go to our Thanksgiving thing. And, but we had hung out with Ben and Andy for a couple hours, whatever. Then we went back to my pop's house. And it seems like maybe right before summertime, me and Ben hooked up. We hung out for a couple months, and then I got with this dude named Brad, and me and Brad were together. And then in February the 2nd of 2012, 2011, my arm right here has got plates in it from Ben. This is from Ben, okay?
Did you go to the hospital?
Yeah, I had to go to the hospital, and they had to put a pin and a plate in my arm.
Let me see your arm. That's a scar about 2 inches.
Yeah, this right here,
Uh-huh.
this right here, if you feel that, that's metal right there. That's not even mine.
Yeah. Can you bend it?
Yeah, I can bend it,
Yeah.
but like far as, like, see how this one can go back? That's as far as that one goes.
What hospital did you go to?
I went to Shands, which is, I guess now,
Downtown, yeah. UF or University of California.
I was staying with him. He was renting a room right there on Barth Road, and not the same place where him and his mama lived at, but up towards where US 1 is. We had a cousin that had hung himself on my pop's property.
Kenny?
Yes, Kenneth Nettles. They found his body back there in this shed thing or whatever. It was around the time of the view and the funeral or something. Everybody was saying me and my pop had something to do with that, and it was a big old ordeal. So I pretty much just kept to myself. When people were coming over, I just stayed my ass in my room. Well, I had went to my pop's house that night, and I got drunk. Me and Pop just sat there and just bullshit or whatever. But when I went back to the house the next day, Ben starts in on me. I'm like, look, man, I said, I don't want to hear you. And I'd been drinking black velvet liquor straight up, so I really wasn't in the mood for a shit. Well, when I come through the door, he just flew up out of the bed. Kevin's the one that let me in the house, matter of fact. He flew up out of the bed and hit me. Well, when he hit me, I leaned back on the bed and I just kicked him. When I kicked him, I guess he was messed up on pills. When I kicked him, he just laid down on the ground and was hollering, come and get her, come and get her. Well, about that time when he said that, here comes 3 more people through this door, like where our room was, there was a sliding glass door, and it went off onto where a pool deck was. And the 3 guys that came in there, once he hit me, it pissed me off. Now, I kicked him, I leaned back on the bed, I kicked Ronald, I leaned back on the bed, I kicked Curtis, and then Jamie come in there, and Jamie grabbed me, and he was like, man, he's like, you just need to leave. I said, I said, that motherfucker don't know who he's fucking with. He don't need to be hitting on me like that. Well, what was weird was as I was on my way down there, my son Dylan that I've got with Scott, our oldest son, which ain't his, but it's ours, he's like, Mama, you need me to go down there with you? I said, son, I said, I've been drinking. You don't need to go. I said, you don't need to go down there in that environment. And I'm glad I didn't let him go with me, because then he'd have seen all that shit going down, and then he'd have probably got hurt. Well, anyways, I'm like, y'all just let me get my shit. I said, y'all don't hit me, I won't hit y'all. Y'all just
it's 3-on-1 at this point.
Yeah, 3-on-1. Not to
Are
mention,
you right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed. Not to mention that, but ever since I got this new arm right here, I've been the doctor told me that this arm right here is better than it's ever been, so I always try to hit somebody with this arm first to see if it knocks them out, pretty much. I mean, I do, that's just, but, so I'm grabbing my stuff, and I get all my stuff and I put it in this big ass black trash bag. By this time, my buzz is gone, okay? It's just, there's no more buzz left. Or what little bit of buzz I do got left, I'm like, I'm keeping my wits about me. So I'm going out the sliding glass door. When I get out there, Ben comes out there and said, I said, you got to leave now. He pushed me. Well, when he pushed me, there was a deck, and it used to be an above ground pool there, okay? Well, where the above ground pool was, the pool wasn't there anymore. I call it the big loud. Nothing but just dirt right there. So when I fell off in it, no telling, there could have been needles and all kind of shit down in that thing. I lost my earring down in there. I went to go get up. Well, when I did, I guess from my adrenaline going, I went to go get up, and I didn't realize that my arm was messed up at the time. But when I got up on the deck, Kevin said, dude, what's wrong with your arm? And I said, there ain't nothing wrong with my arm. And I went to go grab my bag, and when I did, it was no use of my arm right here.
So that happened by you bracing yourself, maybe? You think?
Yeah, when he pushed me, it was like I fall, and I guess human instinct, you
put your hands down.
Yeah.
So you don't fall face first.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so anyways, Jamie, the one that told me, Casie, you just get your shit going or whatever, he takes me to the racetrack. Now I'm like, man, he's like, where do you want to go? I said, take me to my pop's house. He said, you really need to go to the fire station. I said, I got to go let my pop know what's going on. So Jamie gives me a ride. We stop at the racetrack. Then we go to my pop's house, and my pop's like, damn, and by this time my arm's starting to hurt and shit. And he's like, man, you really need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, in my arm, it was sitting like, you could tell that something was wrong with it, because I couldn't move my fingers or nothing. So anyways, Pop finally, he was like, come on, man, we're going to the fire station. I was like, okay, so we walked up to the fire station. When we got there, the fire station said, oh yeah, there's something wrong. They had to cut the rings off my fingers and shit. So, when I got to the hospital, they had gave me something to like help me relax or whatever. And when I came to, there was people standing around me, and I was like, what's going on? They said, you're going into surgery. So I was in the hospital for like 2-3 days.
And so this is well after the fact that Scotty's going to prison.
Oh yeah, Scott went to prison in, 07, 08 maybe? Yeah, because me and Scott split up. Matter of fact, when he went to federal prison, we were split up before that. He went to federal prison in 2003, which is the same year I decided to get off freaking Oxycontins and shit. And me and the kids moved to Becky's. Yeah, he went to federal prison, got it. So me and Scott haven't been together since 03. I mean, we've seen each other, whatever, but as far as, because when I was done with him, I was done with his ass. No more whipping on my ass like that, especially if I know you're going to whip on my ass like that. And it was an occurring thing like all the time. I mean, it's different if you're with somebody and maybe every once in a while you got a spat or whatever, but just constantly all the time, it's bullshit.
So if you had to say you wouldn't put up with that anymore.
Right, yeah, it's not going to be on an everyday basis, no.
When I guess what I'm feeling is that, you had kids by him. For a while, you were kind of sucked into it.
Well, pretty much, I mean, I loved him, like, to me, the sun rose and set in his ass, he was like, I was madly in love with this man. And then, finally, after a while, it took my granny talking some sense into me. She was pretty much like, love don't hurt like that. She said, that man ain't doing it. She said, he's pretty much just disrespecting you. She said, and if he loved you like that, he wouldn't put you or them kids through that. And finally, from her telling me that long enough, that was the only thing that my granny could not tell me to do that I would step away from was him.
Yeah.
But finally, she kept on drilling it in my head long enough, and finally...
So after him, you got it drilled in your head.
Yeah.
And no one's going to abuse you like that again.
Right. Right, yes.
And I would have gotten the same picture. I just didn't want to... I'm getting that picture from you, but I didn't want to assume it incorrectly.
Right.
I'll get it with Scotty, but it seems like you kind of figured out your lesson at that point.
Yeah, like,
you weren't going to recurrently have people
right,
beat you.
I mean, me and Scott have hung out since then and stayed at the motel room together and stuff, but as far as me and Scott know, we got this thing where, of course, we still love each other. I still love him because I got kids with him. Yeah. But me being around him after 3 or 4 days, I know I got to get away from him because it's going to get to where he's going to try to control me and shit. So I know my boundaries of how long I can be around this one person and what we should do while we're together, pretty much, to keep us from...
So is it fair to say you were in control of you?
Well, there's locos involved too now.
I mean, if you get locos, you're not in control anymore.
Well, it's not me being in control, it's the people that you're around. Like, you can be drinking with people, okay, that drink, and this person right here might think about some shit somebody else done to them, and they get pissed off and go into a rage. Okay. And then it just might start an altercation or whatever.
And how do you handle that?
I'm pretty much by trying to walk away.
Okay. And if you can't walk away, then what?
If I can't walk away, then I try by any means necessary. As long as the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, I'm not out to hurt nobody, not intentionally hurt nobody, but I'm not going to let nobody intentionally hurt me either.
Sure.
Because I'm going to have grandkids one day and I want to be able to see them.
Understandably.
So I want to make sure I'm clear on the times. Saturday morning, you go down to Jacksonville. Saturday night, you come back to Callahan. Saturday morning, about 10 or 11, you're back in Jacksonville. You go
Sunday morning,
about 10 or 11, you're back in Jacksonville. You go to the meat market, the Dollar General, and the racetrack, all there on New Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Or
right?
Yeah.
Or US one? Beautiful. And then you go back to Callahan around between 2 and 4 o'clock that afternoon.
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, because I was back in Callahan before it got dark, so yeah.
Okay. And during any of that time, that weekend, did you see Ben at all?
Yeah, I'd seen him that Saturday.
So on Saturday? We're at the house?
Mm-hmm.
Were y'all working on the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was drunk like usual, showing his ass like he usually does. But yeah, we were working on the house. Matter of fact, it was me, him, Kevin, and some other dude that I'd never seen before that supposedly just got out of prison or whatever, was over there, called himself being the superintendent, which didn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. Really, all he was over there for was to get some pills. And I don't even, they called this motherfucker, Hulk or something.
White guy,
Maybe.
black guy?
It was a white guy. Hulk, maybe? Hulk? How?
Somebody not from Dinsmore, though. You wouldn't-
Yeah, I've never seen this person before. He claims he's from Dinsmore, but I would have seen him somewhere between, but they say he stays in and out of prison or whatever, so.
Okay, you said Ben was showing his ass. How was he showing his ass?
He was showing his ass because I guess old dude was f***ing with him. You know, he was rah-rah this and rah-rah that, and Ben just always had an attitude. Always has an attitude.
So was he showing his ass to Hawk or showing his ass to
Well,
you?
if Ben gets pissed off, whoever's around him, he's going to come up to you. But you got to know how Ben is, though. You got to know that Ben might come up to you and say some sleep, and you just have to overlook Ben. You have to, because
Is that how you deal with him? You just overlook him?
pretty much, yeah.
Explain to me how your relationship works with him. It make me understand. Like mine and we have a relationship at work, and I could explain it all to you. Explain to me how your situation with Ben works. How does that go? And I'm okay with however it goes.
I can only handle Ben for a couple hours at a time because he gets to where he wants to control me. Oh, I love you, this, and this. Well, if you love me, for one, you wouldn't hit me that day when at the house and letting men jump on me while he's sitting on the couch. Okay? So from that first, before this stuff happened with my arm, me and Ben were like this pretty much. I mean, I could go to Ben if I had a problem, whatever. He would come hunt me down, whatever the case may be. But ever since, and he would tell me, oh, well, I love you. Well, you can't love me if you holler for some people to come in here and to hurt me, but yet you tell me you love me. So therefore, it takes me back to some shit with Scotty Boy with him.
Right, I get you.
You know, like feed him with a long-handled spoon or whatever. But me and Ben were pretty much just drinking partners and working partners. That's pretty much how we had sex every once in a while when he was able to function, which I prayed that he didn't most days, but, you know.
I'm sorry, I didn't do that.
I'm just telling it how it
No,
is.
that's what I want you to tell me. Because see, here's the thing. You continue to seem to go back and hang out with Ben, even though you're telling me that sometimes he'll get slick with you.
Oh, yeah.
And
well,
this happened.
yeah.
So you obviously, one of two things. There's either something wrong with you, or two, you think you can handle it and you pretty well do.
Right. I mean,
it is what it is.
because I know how, like, if I'm going to hang out with somebody, I pretty much know how they are. So just because stuff happen, I don't hold grudges.
Okay.
But I know, like, in a situation, if I'm hanging out, like, when it's time for me to go, as long as I'm in my right state of mind, I pretty much know it's time for me to kick rocks or whatever, you know. But here, like, I'd say the last 4 or 5 months, I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why I was hanging out with Ben was just to get away from where I was at. Okay?
Being David or your pops?
My pops.
Okay.
Me and David's been messing with each other maybe off and on for the last 2-3 months maybe, which more off than on. Ben was pretty much like if I didn't have alcohol or cigarette money, he'd buy me cigarettes, buy me alcohol. We'd go eat. But he gets to the point where he gets slick out the mouth. He'll want to take something that happened to him I don't want to have nothing to do with it now.
Right.
And well, you'd be on their side. And now, why are you going to argue with me about something that I don't even know nothing about? Ain't even none of my business.
Right.
I can't help this person owes you this, or this person owes you that, or this person's digging you. I mean, that's not, as long as I'm not doing that to you, you shouldn't be hateful towards me.
On a daily basis, was it some days good, some days bad, or was it Mostly good, but sometimes bad?
Mostly good, but sometimes bad. Yeah.
When it was sometimes bad, how did you handle it?
Let's see. Maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, I would say. I was hanging out with him at that corner house. We were working. Well, he kept saying, let's not work today, let's not work today. And when I got down there, I could tell he already had a little buzz going. And I thought in my mind, I said, Casie, you ain't going to be here long. Because I know how he gets when he gets the buzz. And he's like, walk with me to the store. Do this, do that. Da, 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 da. I said, man, I'm not walking with you nowhere. I'll go get the bicycle and ride the bicycle, but I'm not, and it's 100 degrees outside. I said, I'm not walking with you, but I'll ride the bike with you. Or I'll go to the store for you. Anyways, I ended up going to the store for a minute. When I got back, he was pissed off. He was spitting and just...
Literally spitting?
Literally like spitting, like trying to spit. And he knows that I don't like to be spit on, but I done learned him, like, he'd try to spit on me to see if I'd hit him or whatever. And it wouldn't work because I already knew he was like trying to push my buttons.
Yeah, right.
And as soon as I walked through the door with the bags, and I could see the way his lips were doing. I was like, this motherfucker's fixing to spit on me. So I set the bags down. Well, he spit over my head. Well, it pissed him off because he couldn't spit in my face. And I said, you know what, ma'am? I said, check this out. I said, you need to go in your room, sit down. I said, because I'm leaving. I'm fixing to give you a motherfucking timeout. I'm leaving. You ain't going nowhere. He grabbed me by my arm and tried to pull, or when he tried to pull me, I just snatched my arm. And when I snatched my arm, I just kept on going. Because I know he can't chase me down. Yeah. You know? And,
why can't he chase you down?
Because he was too, at the time, he was, you know, he was too fucked up. Yeah, too fucked up. And I'm thinking, hey, I ain't even going, I'm not going to feed into it. That's the devil. I ain't going to do it. So when I snatched away, I just kept on going. So I'm down the road heading to my pop's house. Here he comes on the bicycle. Oh yeah, this and this. Well, he proceeds to be paying attention to what I'm doing and cussing at me and
wrecks the bike.
Wrecks the bike, flips the bike over. He don't see this big ass log that's in the road. He does a complete. Well, I felt bad because he done flipped over the bike, and I thought, Casie, don't even go down there because he's going to be mad because he fell and he's going to try to start a fight with me or whatever. So I went on to the house. Well, my pop went down there to check on him. And Pop said when he got down there, Ben was all like, I got this shit. I know what I'm doing. And his face was all fucking bleeding shit. And, but he was mad at me about that for a couple days. And then, but it was an off and on thing with him. But I mean, for the most part, as long as he wasn't drinking, when I seen him that day, it was pretty much all right. But
how does your dad feel about him?
Oh, my pop don't like him. I mean, because of this shit in my arm, he says there's no way that a man that loves you can for one jump on you when he knows you're coming to get your shit, for two sick other people on you. He don't like him. Now, my Uncle Larry's really the one that don't like him. Now, my pop, he ain't really, my pop will say whatever he thinks he's got to say to fit in. Pretty much. Yeah. You know, he's pretty much a bullshit. Yes, he'd blow smoke up Santa Claus' ass if he thought he'd get an extra $20 bill or something, you know. But now my Uncle Larry, he really don't like him. But that's neither here nor there, I guess.
So was the last dispute you had with Ben the whole bicycle incident?
I mean, we've argued and shit like that, but as far as physical, well, he tried to get into it with me that Saturday, but I had to walk off. As a matter of fact, him and somebody else ended up. I heard through the grapevine that somebody went up there and Ben was being an asshole to him, and the old dude beat Ben up, whatever. And then later on that day, somebody was coming, I guess, up Barf Road from US 1, and some people pull up in a truck and jump out and rough Ben up for whatever reason it is. And so, I mean, yeah, Ben, he's a freaking butthole. I don't know if it's maybe because he's a Yankee or what's going on. But
what?
I said, I don't know if maybe it's because he's a Yankee or what's going on. I ain't, no. If anybody's not from the South, I ain't, but.
I'm from the way south.
Way south?
The way south.
What's that?
I was born in Fort Jackson, which is outside of Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm from the South. You're all right.
Y'all are a team.
A team. Well,
How long y'all been working together, man?
2 years. This, the 17th of November will be 2 years I've had.
Well, that's 2 days after my Dylan's birthday.
Yeah? 2 days after, okay. Is it, you say, is he the 17-year-old now?
No, he's a 15-year-old. Yeah, my oldest son's not sideways.
You have four kids?
I have 5.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was 4 or 5.
Yeah, me and Scott got 4, which Scott's got an older son and has had 2 more since our last one. So I think he's got 4. What's he got? 7? 6 or 7?
Probably not taking care of any of them, huh?
I mean, he's in prison. No, so no. I mean,
He's up to like 2030 something or 2027, isn't he?
what is it?
He's in for a while.
Oh, well, yeah, matter of fact, y'all, check this out. He was on federal probation when he got cased up on the state did, that the state got him for stealing cars and all the dumb shit and I guess he thought that the feds were that he was gonna do all Fed time.
Yeah.
And when he went to court, the feds told him he was a menace to society and he was a pain in the ass. That they was gonna let the state deal with him and they was gonna get their time in the end. So,
All things that you knew, right? He was a menace.
yeah, but yeah, he was a pain in the ass, literally. I mean, just broke ass wild. But he's got to do 20 years state time, and then after that, he's going to do his Fed time. So he's gone for 23 years, and I believe his state time's mandatory.
Yeah, probably is. It probably is.
You know who that is?
Ooh. That looks like Dee Dee, but she looks rough.
Rougher than that?
I mean, she looks rough in this picture.
Yeah.
That looks like Dee Dee's eyes, though. Yeah, it looks like Dee Dee's eyes. God, is that?
I think she looks rougher now.
She's usually chunky, like,
Really?
yeah, I mean,
How long has it been since you've seen
what's
Dee?
this bitch doing? If she must be tricking or something. And how long's it been since I've seen her? Huh. A real good friend of mine named Tabitha, this is her cousin. So I've known her for probably 10, 13 years. Not quite as long as I've known Scotty Boy, but she's always been thick though. I mean, but she went to prison and I haven't really seen her. I think somebody said that, oh, that's Dee Dee right there one time, but I was like, that can't be Dee Dee. Right there at the banner store, right there on US 1 in Moncrief. But there's no way you could have convinced me that's her. That is her. That's Dee Dee. What do you want me to write right here?
Whatever you call her. We're just trying to see if you know these people. And if you do, you write what you call them. And if you don't know them, just, you can put I don't know them. In your own words. So she's Tabitha's cousin, huh? I didn't know that.
Wow, gosh, she looks rough.
Don't be making fun of people.
What's this motherfucker's name? Trina's old name. What's this motherfucker? I got a pen.
No. Usually we have a couple of them.
It must be out in the car. Where do you recognize him from?
My pop's house.
Okay. Has he been staying there or what?
He was hanging out there. I'm assuming he's staying there because he was there.
When was he there last? Did you remember?
The last time I was at my pop's house, he was there.
You know his old lady?
That's why I know him by. What's that bitch's name? Look at that old man. That's who that is. I think his name's Wayne.
Yeah. There you go. And you remember him from the last time you were at your pop's house? He was hanging
Yeah,
out.
but I don't remember all this hair right now.
Well, it could be. It could be an older picture. It could be a newer picture. Who knows?
Huh.
And what's his? You remember his old lady's name?
Trina?
You got a good memory. How'd you know your pop?
Now that I don't know.
Okay. You like him a lot, huh? Yeah, he likes you too.
You don't like him?
I mean, it ain't that I don't like him, it's just he's a, ugh.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a crack monster.
You think?
Thank. I think he would eat the crack monster.
You know what? I think you're right. Did he really hurt his back, or is that some crap?
I think that's a poor pitiful me thing. Well, poor pitiful me, well, I'm also f***ed up.
Where's he stay?
Last I heard, he was at my pop's. Now, he was at my pop's last time I was there. He did have his own place, but I guess they smoked that up. Him and his,
He got no weight?
he got baby mamas.
Ugh.
But he's got 10 kids, y'all. He's got 10 girls, y'all.
Wow. Have you seen these kids, or is this in his imagination?
No, I've seen 5 of them.
Okay.
He's got them from 33 to 1.
One. How does someone have
That
a
ugly?
baby with him at one? He's 1 year
Especially when he can barely walk.
Especially when he's got hepatitis.
old.
Oh.
That's
My
good to
bad,
know.
y'all. I shouldn't.
That's good to know.
Yeah, he's got hepatitis.
You're violating the HIPAA rule.
Okay. Yeah, he's got hepatitis. Oh yeah, that's my kid's grandpa. Too tall.
Is that what you used to call him?
And that's what the saying is. Everybody calls him too tall, but the girls call him too small.
Oh,
God.
We won't tell him you said
I'm
that.
learning more than I want to know.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now. Don't put too tall or big small or nothing.
No, I won't put it. That's just what I call him. What she would probably call me the f***ing bitch, the whore. God knows what he'd call me right now.
Well, it's not like his son's a saint.
Right. He wants to act like, oh, it's all my fault that, well, you should be glad that the kids are where they are instead of, running around. Because, I mean, I ain't no saint or nothing, but my life ain't been, in the last couple of years, my life has not been to where I've been stable enough to have kids with me. And he ought to see that point instead of, oh, you're a sorry mother. Well, I would be a sorry if I was dragging these kids from pillar to post.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true.
I agree with you.
Oh, fat boy, huh?
It's not what I know him as.
This is Whistle.
Okay.
Whistle.
This is Whistle.
We got to know some fine Dinsmore people since we've been out there. Some decent folk.
Oh, yeah, some upstanding citizens, huh?
Yeah.
It's like a curse, I think, being from Dinsmore. Lord, Pete.
It's like a family reunion for you, huh?
Well, him and my uncle and my pop have known each other for 40 years.
Yeah.
Like a family reunion.
Well, you're batting 1,000 right now. But we kind of figured that. That's way back, huh?
Yeah, I don't know what she's got going on with that. I've known her forever. Matter of fact, they used to
She
live
actually,
next door.
yeah, she does have those things right there now.
Mm-hmm. Her and her sister used to live next door to my pop for years.
So, is it true about you and her?
What about us?
Yep, it's true.
What about us?
That was a giveaway. That was a giveaway. I'll leave
Yeah,
it at
man.
that.
Yeah, matter of fact, you want me to tell you the truth? That's my pop. She was the first female I ever had sex with.
I'll be on.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pop.
you are. He can't say anything about that. Your pop didn't have such a great day that day. He should have combed his hair.
He never combs his hair. He needs to cut his hair.
Yeah,
I don't know this chick.
just put it on our.
That ain't Trina, is it? That can't be Trina. I'm gonna put don't know her because I hate to put wrong name on this one.
Okay.
We're getting close.
It was a bad day for the school pictures. For all these people.
You know him a lot?
As long as I've known Scotty boy.
Did him and Scotty
That's
one
how
day?
I know. I mean, besides my pop, that's how I know most of these people was. I mean, now like RP,
RP is what do you know his name?
Randy Pitts.
Okay, yeah. I didn't want to tell it to you if you didn't know. I was going to ask you if that's what you called him as RP.
Yeah.
What's Pete's last name? I don't know.
I know it starts with an H.
How long you known him?
I've been to his mama's house.
I got you.
I've known him since Easter.
Okay.
Is it Holton, maybe? Pete's not even really his real name. That's just what everybody calls him. I believe Pete's his middle name. I believe his real name's Thomas. Thomas Holton, I think that's his name. I don't know who you do.
Woo.
Close. Who's that?
It's my cousin. And she is my cousin through Barbara raising me. This is how she's.
We might have known that too.
Known her a while?
All my life. Well, all her life, actually.
How about since we potty trained?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, which way can we go?
What do you call him?
H.
Who is H?
That's Rhonda's old man.
His boyfriend?
You know his name, maybe?
I mean, I've heard of people calling Double H. I've heard Harold.
Double H.
Yeah, I've heard Harold. I just call him H. That's what I was introduced to him as. That's what.
How long have you known Harold? H.
Since I've seen Rhonda again, which was probably maybe. Now, Tabitha, I heard of him through Tabitha years ago.
Okay.
I guess before Tabitha went to prison, I guess she snitched on him or whatever. That's just what the streets say.
Okay.
But I'd say maybe 5 months at most, if that. Maybe.
Okay. When was the last time you think you saw him in London?
Let's see. I couldn't actually say the last time I seen him. They were staying in Birdsville. And then I heard they moved. Trying to think. It seems like I seen them to the store.
Y'all still close?
Not near as close as we used to be. I mean, me and her associate a little bit, whatever, but as far as me and her used to be like thick as thieves, but she went to prison and came back and just, she ain't wrong now with me. I mean, she is, but.
So when was the last time you saw her?
I really can't remember right this minute. I'm trying to think. I know I seen her at the store.
Was that in Birdsville? Or?
No. How did I see that picture? I want to say it was on John Avenue. I can't remember right this minute when I seen her last. I believe it was on John Avenue, like the store somewhere. Like, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, maybe. I've talked to her on the phone.
We showed you a lot of pictures there, didn't we?
Yeah. A lot of people from Baltimore. Yeah.
A lot of people in your life.
In my life?
Or
I mean, they're not
around your
my
life.
They are associated maybe with my life. And two of them people, I don't even look that guy and that girl, I'm still racking my brain trying to think who the fuck.
No, maybe I just throw some random pictures in there.
You might have. I mean, I don't know them people.
I might have.
I mean, now, people say they know me because of me and Scotty Boy being together.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh, well, like I can be at the store and they'd be like, oh, well, what's up? Or I'm either Scotty Boy's baby's mama or Dylan Kane's mama. You never know my name. Well, how you doing? Well, I'm all right. Who are you, you know?
That's funny, because just about everybody we talk to knew your name.
I mean, like I just
And
said,
all those
they
people we
say
talked
they're
to,
famous.
all those people we talked to. Every last one of them. Now here's the thing. Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't come back to Callahan and never go back to Jacksonville.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, what if I tell you I have proof of you being in Jacksonville at 8 p.m. Sunday night?
I would ask you to show it to me.
No, that's not my job. I don't have to show it to you.
Well, I was-
What if I have proof to say I can tell you who you were with?
At 8 p.m.
Mhm.
on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Now listen, Casie.
But this,
Listen.
well, tell me then, because
Listen.
I do drink a lot, so I'd like you to refresh my memory, because that's been what?
Listen,
Here's where it's going to get real, okay? Detective Simpson and I,
Just get down to the point. If
we are going to get
straight
down
up
to the
ask
point
me,
where
I might be able to tell you. I mean, because she's pretty much, she's analyzing me. She knows, she can tell when I'm telling the truth and when I'm not right now, and I know she can.
Here's the thing, Casie. Here's what I want you to understand. Sometimes things happen.
Okay, can I go ahead and break it down for y'all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take your time.
Me and Butthole were drinking. Okay?
when
We were drinking.
Okay. Start
We
talking.
were drinking. Okay, I gotta get this off my chest anyway. We
I
were
want you
drinking.
to.
An altercation occurred. I had called my boyfriend to come pick me up. I said, look, you need to come pick me up. I said, because old dude's acting stupid, whatever, blah, blah, which he didn't like me being there around a bunch of antics.
The boyfriend.
David, right. I went to my pop's house. I left from down at the corner, went to my pop's house. I said, Pop, old dude's down there acting stupid. He said, I'm fixing to go down there. I said, you ain't going down there. I said, you didn't go down there at motherfucking house when they all arm up. I said, you ain't going down there now because I ain't gonna let you go down there. And so I let Butthole cool off and I went back down there. I said, is my cell phone here? He said, you ain't got no fucking cell phone anymore. And I'm trying to think. It seems like somebody was leaving, coming maybe. I had a little buzz at this time because I done went to the house, drank me a couple of locos. And, but me and him got into a struggle and I left the house. When I was walking down, Moncrief Dinsmore, somebody I knew picked me up and gave me a ride to my pop's house. The next day, now I went back to Callahan. The next day, I got a call through somebody else, and they said that old dude had been shot in the head. But me and him had gotten into an altercation.
Casie, I don't think you shot him, okay? I don't think you shot him.
I haven't shot either. The only things I've ever shot in my life were deer.
But I need to know what you did to him to eliminate what has happened, okay?
I mean,
We're not,
I was defending myself.
okay, tell me what happened so we can understand that.
To the best of my knowledge, when he grabbed me and he hit me, I went to hitting him.
What did you hit him with?
And then, hold on.
Okay.
And then it seems like I was trying to get out the window, and he pulled me back in the window. I would say the nearest thing to me at the time, I probably would have picked up and hit him with it. But right now, I've been trying to replay it in my mind, and I don't recollect what I picked up, but I know I picked up something and hit him with it. And
Where do you think you hit him at? On his body?
arm, neck, maybe,
Okay.
because I mean he's taller than me, you know.
Was he fucked up at the time, or was he straight?
Well, I was the one pretty much at the time that had the buzz going on, because said that he'd been sitting down there and been needing me to go to the store for him. Well, I was sitting at Pop's house drinking, so I guess his buzz was wearing off or whatever. But I mean, yeah, we got into a tussle or whatever. But I mean, I heard the man was shot, so I don't know My pop said, "Oh, well, the police think that you killed Ben." And I'm like, "Well, I ain't killed anybody to my knowledge." She's like, "Well, you don't think maybe when y'all was down there struggling, whatever, blah, 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 that maybe." I said, "Well, Pop, I'm gonna tell you this." I said, "If somebody is messing with you, what are you gonna do?" "I'm gonna try my best to get them off of me." I said, "Well, I'm a female, that's what I'm gonna do too." And he's like, "Well, supposedly he was beat up and he was shot too." I said, "Well, I can tell you right now, I ain't shot nobody. But as far as, have I put my hands on that man? You're damn right I did, because he put his hands on me."
Okay. What did you do? Obviously, I don't want to play games with you. I don't want to play who said what, who did what. I want to be straight with you. And I'm going to appreciate the fact you're going to be straight back to the best of your memory. Okay? When you went back to your dad's house, Jimmy, your dad, everybody, at some point sees you burn something.
Sees me burn something?
Right. Sees you burn something of yours, your possessions. And we have it. We have some evidence. We've been doing a lot. We didn't even have a chance to talk to you yet.
I personally haven't burnt anything, but it came up that there are some things of yours here, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to burn them. Okay, well, do whatever you think you got to do.
So who told you that?
This was Jimmy telling me, you know, you got some clothes here, you got some stuff here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Well, you know, what do you want me to do?" And he's like, "Well, I'm going to burn them."
So Jimmy told you he was going to burn
Yeah, he told me he was going to burn them. I said, "Well, you know, for what?" He's like, "I think it's just best that they get burned."
Let me tell you this. At the end of the day, a lot of people have to decide whether or not you had the right to defend yourself.
Right.
Okay, does that make sense to you?
I can tell you this. The motherfucker that was in the green shirt, Rodney, the last picture you showed me, he seen me and Ben getting into an altercation. He came up there. He came up there while me and Ben were arguing, and Ben, I forget what it is, he had something in his hand, and he slung, I think it might have been a pack of cigarettes. And he slung a pack of cigarettes, and he said, and Rodney said, "Damn, man, why?" He said, "You know who she is?" He said, "That will whip your fucking ass." And he's like, "That motherfucker needs to." And he said, "I'm going to tell you this right now." He said, "She ain't going to do nothing unless you put your hands on her first." And it was pretty much like he was just taunting me, you know, just slinging shit at me. I mean, like if there's a dog in a cage and you keep taunting that dog, when that dog gets out, that dog's going to get your fucking ass.
And so at one point you went home and told your dad that he was
after Rodney, it wasn't even dark yet. I can remember it wasn't even dark yet.
You know what time you went to the Family Dollar with Ben? In your dark green army green shorts and black tank top?
That was like a week or so before that.
That was that Sunday night. We've got the video surveillance from the Family Dollar.
Dark green army shorts?
They were short. Almost this color, to be honest. Maybe a little bit darker. And a black tank top. Right? And And y'all bought some drinks.
We bought drinks and did we buy a citronella candle?
I don't remember a candle. I remember a gallon of water and a 2 liter something, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But I can tell you it was 8 o'clock, 8:04, it's right at 8 o'clock on Sunday night, and it was you and Ben. Nobody else. No David. No your mom, David's mom.
At that time, it wasn't even dark yet.
It was close. Yeah.
I mean, it was getting dark. By 9 o'clock, it was completely dark, but I guess it's close to time change, or maybe time has changed, and it's getting dark by 8 o'clock now.
Sure.
But,
because
what
Rodney,
you just asked me though?
Rodney says he left about 11 or 12 o'clock that night, and y'all were still there. You and Kevin had gone home.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I wasn't at Ben's at 11 or 12 o'clock that night. No.
When did this fight happen between you and Ben?
This fight, it was still daylight. No. Hold on, I got my head messed up.
It's actually a little bit dark.
We argued, then I left, and when I came back, it was about dusk. It was like, almost dark or whatever.
Why'd you come back if y'all was arguing?
Just to check on him, because I know how he gets, and I've seen him fall down and hurt himself and flip on bicycles and shit. He's an accident prone motherfucker. I came back he kept calling my pop's phone from somebody else's phone, and my pop's like, "What's this phone number?" I said, "I believe that." I said, "I think it might have been Richard's phone." And I was like, "I think that's Richard's number, man." And he answered it, and he was like, "Hello," and it was Ben. And he was like, "Do you want to talk to him?" And I was like, "Yeah, let me talk to that motherfucker." And he was like, "Are you coming back down here?" I said, "As long as you're not going to be being an asshole." I said, I walked away because I don't like to argue with you. "Oh, I'm sorry, I miss you, I love you." Okay. And, we went to the store, and when we came back from the store, Rodney was there before we went to the store, because I remember having to run Rodney out of the house. And because how you got in and out of the house was, Ben would go out, you lock the door, you locked all the windows, you climb out the window, which didn't make no sense because somebody could have climbed right back in the same window, I found out.
A bedroom window or another window?
Bedroom window.
Because you're really only using that one bedroom front.
Well, there was no kitchen sink.
Right.
I mean, there was barely even a toilet, and nothing worked in that house. I mean, nothing. I mean, I don't know if the water worked except for electricity. It's like, before I was helping them redo that house, like they went through and just gutted the whole house or whatever. But the house was so nasty anyway. I mean, they should have let a match to that one. But when we got back from the Family Dollar, somebody had rode by and hollered at me, "Hey girl," and then that pissed him off. And when we got there, Rodney was standing in the driveway, and he proceeded to follow us in the house. And I'm all like, "You know what? I'm not gonna put up with some man. I don't have to be here. I'm sick of your bullshit." And then that's when, because he had bought me some cigarettes, and I smoke L&M's, but the store didn't have my kind of cigarettes, so he bought Newports.
Family Dollar or a different store?
The Dollar General.
Okay.
They were out of my kind of cigarettes. I smoke L&M shorts. He had bought me a pack of Newports, and matter of fact, that's what he was slinging at me. I'm glad you said that about the dollar store, because
No, Rodney, you say Rodney was there for this.
Rodney was there, yeah. He seen him slinging the cigarettes. The empty Loco can he slung at me. Yeah, Rodney slung.
Now, why didn't you leave then?
Well, at the time, I kept thinking Rodney wanted to rob Ben
Of what?
of money or pills or whatever.
Did he have some of it?
Well, I'm assuming he did because he had just went to the doctor.
Where did he go to the doctor?
I don't know where he went to the doctor. I didn't get into all that, but I know he went to the
last
doctor.
Day or two?
I know he would go to the doctor when he would get his meds filled. He would get his methadones filled first because he'd have to wait a certain amount of days after that before he could get his Roxy's and whatever else he got filled.
Okay.
He didn't just go to the doctor, my bad. He had just went to the pharmacy.
Within that day, or you talking
about? I want to say it might have been within 3 or 4 days prior to that.
Does he keep them hidden, or does he keep them out in the open?
Him personally, I see Ben being the kind of person, I mean, when we lived together, he would keep half of what he had on him, and he would stash other pills. But if it got down to where he didn't have but a few left, he wouldn't even keep them in the same bottle. He wouldn't even keep them in his prescription bottle.
Where does he keep his money?
He usually keeps his money on him, or his aunt keeps his money. Like if he's got anything over maybe $500, he'll take it down to his aunt. And it all depends on how many people's around him that makes him nervous. He might not keep no more than maybe $40, $50 on him.
Keep it in his wallet.
Front pockets. I mean, sometimes he'll break his wallet out, but not very often. He's usually, because, I mean, I don't know, you know, a man that's got money or whatever, just, men are particular about the way they do things anyways, you know, like, especially somebody that's been doing things a certain way for, but,
They throw some pack of cigarettes.
he told me, yeah, he threw the pack, but when we were walking, he was like, man, Rodney keeps making me feel uncomfortable. And I was like, why? And he was like, he just keeps making me feel uncomfortable.
And
I was like, yeah. I was like, man, I'll be worried about Rodney. I said, you know, a junkie, man. He's like, that's what worries me. And I said, okay. Well, Rodney was panhandling that night. I guess Rodney had got to where he was shooting up or whatever. And Rodney was on, the monster had Rodney that night, I should say. That, yeah. Because he was coke, smoking crack, whatever. Which Ben wasn't no saint. He liked to shoot up himself. He liked to shoot pills, liked to shoot coke.
Was he doing it that night?
He said that he was. You know, I've shot some coke, which it doesn't bother me because, I mean, yeah, I've had my run-ins with it or whatever, but I've learned from that. I know that the shit grabs a hold of me and it'll take me places I don't need to be. And I really don't. I've been there and done that, and I know better than to do something that I know is going to drag me back down.
Right.
You know, keep dragging me down. Because I don't like, if I get down, I don't like to lay down. I like to be able to get back up and continue on with my life.
Right. So he throws a pack of cigarettes at you, and when does Rodney bail?
Rodney, that's when Rodney's telling him, you know, you don't need to fuck her or whatever.
She'll whip your ass.
Right, she'll whip your ass, you know, but you got to provoke her and this and this and this or whatever. And at the time, I thought, well, maybe Rodney could talk some sense into him. And then I thought, well, man, is Rodney trying to get me to provoke this motherfucker so he can, does Rodney want to see a fight? Or, you know, this is what I'm thinking. Which Rodney wouldn't have done nothing anyways if there would have been a fight because he's watched Scotty Boy beat me down in the yard in front of the kids. And then he had the decency to tell my kids to go inside. But, Rodney leaves and goes outside and is talking on the phone to somebody.
Cell phone?
Yeah. I don't know whose phone it was. It might have been Rodney's phone. I don't know whose phone it was. And I'm like, damn, Ben, where's my phone at? He's like, he ain't got no phone anymore. And just keep on. I'm like, okay, well, man, I don't use a phone anyways. Seems like Rodney might have left or something. I think Rodney said he was going to the racetrack. And then Rodney came back. Rodney went outside. Everybody that come over like mail-wise would go out the back door to pee. Because out the back door, I don't know if you've been in that house, but in the back of that house, there's missing windows. I mean, I'm assuming they would stand out there and piss out the window or maybe go out the back door. I'm not sure how that went down, but that was pretty much the pissing area because the toilet was,
yeah, no kitchen, no sink.
Yeah, no kitchen, no sink. I mean, when I was hanging out down there and cleaning up and stuff like that, anytime I had to use the bathroom, I would either have to go to Richard's house to use the bathroom or go down to the house, to Pop's house to use the bathroom.
So what gets him stirred up this night? How does this, because I gotta understand, Casie, you gotta make me understand how and why, how this went to the best of your ability. This is very important. Okay?
I mean, he gets riled up easy. The guy hollering at me, when Rodney left and we were there, he kept saying, oh, you know, you want to fuck Rodney and this and this and that. He was a very, very, very jealous man. Very jealous, like, because I've known Rodney longer than I've known him, automatically I want to fuck Rodney. You couldn't pay me $1 million to lay down that ugly, nasty, you just couldn't. I mean, yeah, Rodney might trick his old lady out for pills or whatever, but that motherfucker couldn't, back when I was on pills, that motherfucker couldn't give me a pill or give me a whole script of pills to get me his nasty ass. Cause he just, some people are sexually attracted to, some people you ain't.
He's not.
And I'm not,
Alright, so you're basically telling Ben, that's
I'm
not
like, yeah, I'm telling him, I'm like, look, I said, if I want to be with Rodney, I could be with Rodney. I could be with Rodney right now. I don't want Rodney.
Where's this argument going on?
The argument was going on in what you would call the living room.
Where there's no furniture.
Where there's no furniture, where you can tell the floor's been scraped up or whatever. Then the argument proceeds to where the bedroom is, because the bedroom window usually stays open.
Sure.
So you can talk through the window, whatever the case may be.
When you say it proceeds in there, are you following him or is he following you?
He's following me. I'm, like, I'm probably looking, knowing me, I'm probably looking for my drink and a cigarette at this time because he's stressing me out.
Right.
He spits on me. I guess you could say I got pissed off. Probably started cussing him out. Before Rodney came back, that's when I attempted to leave. It was already dark then. I attempted to leave. And that's when he pulled my leg back through the window.
Did you get scratched up? Were there any scars that you got on your body?
No, this was 10 days ago. Trying to think. You're trying to sit here and make me rewind in my head here.
Yeah, because it's important. It's important to you. It's very important. Because you've actually told some people some things and they've told us. And the puzzle fits like this. If somebody tells us a story and it matches the physical evidence, and then you tell us a story and it matches the physical evidence, it all makes sense.
Right.
So people have told us something, and I would treat you the same way. If you told me something about a case on a murder or a robbery or a sex crime to a child, if you told me something that I needed your help, I would not tell you, the other person, that Casie told me.
Right.
So I'm not going to do that. It'll come. You'll find out.
Right.
But it ain't going to come from me.
Right.
I'm only going to be fair. My word is all I have sometimes.
That's right.
Me and you we're not always on the same side. I don't expect you to trust me. You can't expect me to trust you.
Right.
Sometimes it is the way it is. But today, there has to be some trust. So I'm telling you, there are people that have told us stuff. I can't tell you who it is. You will learn. I can't keep it from you. But for the purpose of this, I'm not going to tell you. There are some people that you've talked to. And the way this hurts you or helps you is if you don't remember some things because you don't want to tell us because it doesn't sound good. It doesn't help when we're deciding, did you have the right to do that? Okay? Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
When you say to me, I was defending myself, you have to tell me how and why. And you have to show me. You have to tell me. And see, what we've done is the benefit of all those people. They've told us something. There's some piece of it they've told us.
Right.
Okay? Then you have the physical evidence of we have the stuff that was burned. People didn't want to necessarily tell what they knew. Even your dad. The one person I will throw out there is your dad, because that is your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Your dad was able to tell us what happened the night you showed up home.
Okay, so I must have been freaked out when I got down here. Probably.
You might have been. You might have been. I'm not saying
I know if I sit here and I think about it, it'll come to me because I can sit here and, as you know, I'm not a dumb person.
I don't think so.
And I have a very good memory, but alcohol being involved is kind of like when I was telling you about the Xanax thing. Like, if you get messed up on Xanaxes, yeah, there's bits and pieces that you might not remember.
Sure.
But then when you sit back and think about it, if somebody tells you this and this and this and this, like you saying about the dollar store, when you said about the dollar store, that brought back, something that...
Did you remember being there that night?
I actually didn't until you said that, and
Right.
I was like, boom.
But now that I've mentioned it, do you remember being there getting the 2-liter and the thing of water?
The thing of water. I believe it was a 2-liter, and it seems like it was a citronella candle.
Might have been. I clearly remember the 2 things of liquid.
Was I carrying them?
I don't remember. Y'all both came to the register. Y'all both came in the store. Y'all both came out of the store at the same time. And the camera that's there is at the register, the front door. And you know how the register is right there to the left.
Yeah.
When you walk in, it's right there.
Yeah, it's right here. Like right there.
It had Ben in his clothing. It's a color picture, so I mean you can tell it's you. And what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to think I'm trying to put stuff in your head for you to say.
Yeah, I remember being there. Yeah, and I didn't until you said that, but yeah, I remember being there. Got the gallon of water.
And I think you
It might
probably
have been a 2-liter Dr. Pepper, I believe. If I picked it out, I know it was Dr. Pepper.
that part doesn't matter. It could be
But-
Royal Crown Cola. Could mean nothing. The fact of the matter is we know you were with Ben Sunday night at 8:00, and he was alive, and you were alive, and there was no big beef, and your head wasn't cut, and his arm wasn't beat up, and y'all seemed normal at the time.
Right, at the moment.
You
yeah.
seemed normal at
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
So, and here's the
Because
thing,
it's a hit and miss thing with him.
and I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But here's where I have to look at it from. You had multiple opportunities. You knew he was being an old jackass. You had multiple opportunities to stay the hell away from him. If you wanted to get away from Ben, you can get away from Ben.
I mean,
Now, I'm being straight with you.
my best way to get away from him usually is when somebody comes up there.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but I'm just saying,
Right.
you can handle Ben as far as, if I wanted to get out that door, him and I would have a big fight because he's a lot bigger than me
mhm.
and a lot stronger. Now, I'm going to get out that door.
Right.
If I had to get to my kid on the other side of that door,
Oh, well, hell yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're talking about Ben.
Yeah.
Your 15-year-old could get past Ben. I'm not saying that gives
Well-
anyone a right to put their hands on you. What I'm having to do is I'm having to
Ben, he's
listen.
helpless now. Don't.
I don't think that. I don't think he's helpless.
I mean, he's,
But neither are you.
right, yeah, I'm not helpless.
So
now.
when I listen to people and they tell me a story, I need you to tell me everything you can remember because it matters. It does. If there's a reason you burned something, and I believe you did. I don't believe Jimmy did. I believe you probably just told us that to see how I feel about that, but that didn't happen. I'm not trying to be ugly. Understand?
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, there's things that you probably are trying to remember, and you have to. Because there's a time that we have to decide, if Casie, you have kids, if your kids lie to you about 5 different things, but then when it comes to the main thing,
Mm-hmm.
you can't believe them.
Right.
Because why would you lie about whether your bed's made? I see your friggin' bed's not made. So you've got to try to do your best to help me out here. I can't help you. I can't understand. Listen, I'm not perfect either. And I know that your granny seems like a lot like my granny. And there was times my granny got me by the ear and told me to humble myself and to do what I'm supposed to do. If I was being a butthole, when my grandfather had his first lung cancer surgery, I didn't even know. This was the man that I called my hero that raised me. I didn't even know, Casie. You know why? Because I was being a 20-year-old doing what I felt like doing.
Right.
Not calling Poppy and checking on him. Right?
Right.
That's how it goes. Sometimes you get caught in your own self, but here's the thing. Today's the day that 2 people from Jacksonville are here to talk to you about what happened in that house that night, and then maybe a little bit after. So to the best of your ability, I need you to buckle down and help me. So if you can remember what you hit him with, if you can remember how that went, that will help me understand what went on in that room. Because you got to realize, we held that house for almost a week. So we're trying to figure it out. And you know what? Paint can't talk. Upside down chairs can't talk. I don't know how the chair got turned upside down. The only 2 people that can tell me are you or Ben.
Now, I don't, in my mind, I'm sitting here and I cannot think of what I would hit this man with.
Do you remember telling anybody that you hit him with something?
No, I mean, I'm trying to, in my mind, sit here and visualize when he was pulling me back through the window, what was the closest to me at that time? That's what I'm trying to visualize.
Do you remember having, because people saw you, do you remember having any injuries on your body that anybody would have saw and said, holy crap, Casie, what happened to you?
There was a, something right here that was like scratch marks, like a struggle wound.
And you're saying your left arm maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you show anybody that and say, yeah, look what he did?
Well, I mean, I had marks on me from before that when he had pushed me down the steps, and says that he didn't mean to push me down the steps, that he tripped and fell into me.
What size shoe do you wear?
I wear 7, 8, depends on who makes the shoe.
What kind of shoes do you normally wear?
What kind do I normally wear?
If you're just walking around, hanging out, chilling, billing.
Normally, I would wear Nikes, Reeboks. I mean, I used to be a K-Swiss person, but I don't own any K-Swisses anymore.
Yeah.
Or maybe flip-flops if it's hot, you know.
What color are your flip-flops?
All different colors. Every color that you can think of, whatever might match my outfit that day. And if I don't got a color that matches that outfit, then I'll just bust out something I know don't match just to see if it still tries to look good.
Do you think you remember how many times that you had to hit him?
I'm still trying to figure out what I hit this man with. I'm serious.
I understand.
I don't know. I can't think in my mind what, I mean,
You remember what you did with it when you didn't hit him anymore?
mm-mm.
Had you been doing anything else other than drinking Four Locos? Did you shoot any coke or snort any or?
I snorted some powder, and I had shot a Roxy that day, just to do it because everybody else was doing it.
That was earlier in the day you shot the Roxy?
That was before we went to the dollar store.
And so, let's do this. You remember how at first you were trying to tell me about how, you went with David to Callahan, you came back? Probably not, right?
Now, on the Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Okay. You did go see him in Callahan?
yes.
And you obviously came back.
I came back Sunday.
Where'd you spend the night Saturday night? Were you at David's or were you at Ben's?
Saturday. I was at David's Saturday night.
Okay. And then Sunday night?
Sunday night. I was at my pop's house Sunday night.
Who do you know on a motorcycle?
On a motorcycle?
Your mama might know somebody on a motorcycle. Don't know anybody? Does it ring a bell to you?
Not right off the top of my head, no, on a motorcycle, no. I know. That my mama knows. Mm-mm.
How about that drives a white Jeep?
A white Jeep.
Yeah, like a Cherokee or something.
That my mom knows?
No, that you know.
Did you know? No, not that your mom knows.
Was a white Jeep Cherokee?
The older Jeep.
I can't recollect anybody on a Jeep Cherokee. The lady that's got my kids, Becky, used to have a white Durango, but I don't know if she's still got that or not, as far as white Jeeps or, yeah.
When do you remember leaving the house that night?
After me and him got into it.
Okay. And when you left, where was he?
He was in the bedroom.
Like where?
He was in the bedroom. He was standing in the bedroom when I left. I remember, this is what I remember. I remember us getting into it. I remember hitting on him. And I was like, fuck this shit. And I remember leaving the house. And I got to my pop's house. And I can remember beating on the front door, saying, Pop, open the door. And he said, you got to go to the back door.
That's where the porch is?
Yeah, the front door, the back porch is like where the chairs and all that shit sits.
Yeah.
And he he obviously came to the back door and opened it up. And I remember him saying, why are you crying? And he just grabbed me and held me and hugged me. But from, it's kind of foggy from the time that me and Butthole started getting into our little altercation and to Pop's house. It's foggy to me right now. Because there was, alcohol and I mean, I did that one pill, but I don't do pills enough to, matter of fact, I do remember puking. Because like I said, I don't do pills, so when that pill kicked in, and I was at Pop's house just to puke, and I can remember he was like, why are you puking? I said, man, Roxy's been kicking my ass.
Why were you crying?
Probably because I was fighting with him.
Yeah.
Just upset, like, thinking, damn, this motherfucker. I don't know what I'd hit him with. I really, in my mind, honestly, I really could not sit here and tell you that I can tell you with a straight up, like this is, I know for sure in my mind, because I don't want to tell that lie. I mean, but I'm sure he was hit with something, because if I know me and he's hitting on me and spitting on me, I probably picked up something.
Do you remember carrying it outside the house?
Like I say, I remember running down the street. I remember running down the street on foot.
Bare feet or not?
It seems like I was barefooted. Yeah, I was barefooted because I had a thing on my foot from where there was a piece of something that was on the railroad tracks in my foot. Yeah, on this foot right here.
Labor Day was the 2nd. Today's the 27th. So we're talking about 25 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind.
And I can remember the thing with my foot because it just recently went away, like maybe.
Like something got stuck in your foot, like
Yeah,
a
something
sticker or
stuck in
something.
my foot. Like it was like a piece of metal or something.
Why do you think you were running with bare feet?
Probably freaked out. You know what I think happened? I think in my mind, we got an altercation and I got to beating on him, and I think that I thought in my mind I might have accidentally hurt him, and that's why I was running down the street and crying when I got to my pops.
Did you ever think about maybe calling from somebody's house and asking to get him some help? I didn't say you have to say who you are. People call police all the time from unknown number. Block the number.
I mean, that would have been a logical thing there, but at the time, no, it didn't register in my mind, no.
Well, how about a couple of days later? Maybe pick up the phone and call and say,
well, the next day, I heard that he had got shot in the head.
And that's when you heard it from Kevin, went down to your dad's house, told your dad.
Right. It was Kevin or Jamie, one of the two.
Yeah. What I want to do is I want to make sure that you have the appropriate amount of thought and time to remember what you remember. Because what you can't do is down the road, you can't come in and go, the light went on. I remember. He was beating me with a pipe. He swung a pipe at me. He was about to take my head off. In other words, if you can't remember now, I don't want to hear it in 6 months.
Right.
When we have to come back and say, well, remember, you said you didn't remember.
Right.
So the memory problem works both ways.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So today is your chance to say, this is what I remember. And I'm good with whatever you say, because I got physical evidence and people that have talked to us. And guess what we know? We actually know how he died. We get a little bit of more benefit than you do. There are some things that we know that you don't.
Right.
Like those people out there, they think they know.
Right.
Well, you know how that neighborhood is. They think they know a lot of stuff.
I mean, you can tell one of them people peanut butter, and by the time it gets around, it's a spam
banana
sandwich with riding on elephant with wings, you know?
Right. No, I 100% agree with you. But some of the concrete things that we know, 1,000%, is that physical evidence, the scene. You watch TV. You know how these shows tell you what happened in an hour? Well, it took us 7 days, but we know what happened.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is we want to give you what we call due process. We want to give you an opportunity to say everything that you can remember. Because we've got experts and we've got evidence that's going to come in and tell a story.
Yeah, I'm sitting here in my mind just
Racing.
Zzz, yeah, like spinning my wheels at the time.
Well, and remember, it's your day, not mine. It's important to you. It's important to me because I don't want there to be something not said, not spoken. I don't want us to leave and then you think, God, I should have told him. I should have told him everything. I should have told him what happened at my dad's house. Because it's going to hurt you in the long run. When you do this, when somebody does finally say to you, Casie, honey, you've got to tell him. Because now, see, you've already locked yourself into, I don't remember. I don't remember what he did to me. I can show you a bruise that's on my ankle from getting hit with a baseball from about a month ago, and it just was a little glancing ricochet, and I still got like a yellowish mark.
Right.
So if there's injuries on you, I want to know, because that's only fair. Look, I don't want just one side of the story. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to know everything. But there are some things I know, and I'm not saying that the alcohol didn't take part in it. I get it. It did. It clearly did. I know you had an addiction. If you're hitting Roxy's and you're snorting powder and you're doing Four Loko, I get it. But then you can't come back in 6 months and come up with this horrific story
Right.
of what happened. You understand?
Okay,
Well, I remember now, my amnesia's gone.
Right.
Okay? You're not stupid. No one in this room thinks there's anything stupid about you. You understand everything I'm
I
telling you.
want to say maybe it was an ashtray.
Yeah?
But
Let me ask you this. Is there anything that you've told us to this point that's other than the beginning of, you weren't with Ben on Sunday night? We all clearly know that that was obviously not true.
right.
Anything else that you've told us that haven't been true to this point?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean,
Other than that,
yeah.
everything's been true. Do you think that we've treated you fairly?
We all been straight. Yeah.
I don't want you to feel like there's been any type of, intimidation or anything in that
No,
manner.
I mean, y'all are, it ain't like somehow you see on the show where like,
There's no point.
yes, no, I mean,
There's no point in that.
right.
Listen, I know people. You were right. I know people. And if I treat you you're going to shut down and treat me
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm here for. If I wanted to be treated on a Friday night at 6 o'clock, I could have stayed my ass in Jacksonville. Okay? And found some more people from Dinsmore.
Right.
I'm not here for that. I'm here for your side of what happened. Because unbeknownst to you, we've got these experts that came in and did a lot of work in that room. It won't be us saying what you did. It will be them saying what
Right,
you
like
did.
CSI or whatever.
And it's better than that. Because in TV, they do it in an hour. Like I said, it took this guy 3 days. But he took his time, and he will come in and he will tell the court what happened. And that's what you want to avoid, because you have a tale to tell. And we're giving you every opportunity to tell it. Every opportunity. Asking you, did you tell anybody about your injuries? I'll talk to anybody you want me to talk to.
Well, out of people you talked to, they didn't tell you what I would have told them that I hit him with?
They did.
Okay.
They did. And Casie, honey, the reason we can't tell you is, remember the long-handled spoon? I can't feed you.
Okay.
If it don't come to you, I don't want you to come to court later on and say, well, I only said it because they told me.
Right.
Not gonna happen.
Okay, I get you on
Not
that.
going to happen. So yes, I have pictures of it. It's at the lab. I'm going to be able to say what happened. But see, that's what I want you to understand. You don't want us to stack all this stuff up. Do you think, let's say you hit him with this. I know that's not going to hurt him, but let's say this is a damn big old pipe. Right? This pipe can't talk. This pipe can't say what happened before the pipe came into the picture.
Right.
Only you can talk. But if you're bullshitting about the pipe, then I'll tell you what I'm going to do with the rest of what you said.
It'll be bullshit too, right?
It'll all be bullshit too. So I'm not telling. The bottom line is I want the truth. I don't want you to make anything up. I don't want you to feel pressured. I don't want you to just talk to us and tell us some shit because here we are and we're not going away. That's not the case. We're going to give you a fair amount of time. At the end of the fair amount of time, he and I are going to say, okay, have you told us everything you want? Yep. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'll shake your hand. We'll go about our business. We have other stuff to do. So this is about being fair to you. Whether you think it is or not, it is. I wouldn't be asking these questions if I didn't want the answers from you. These people are going to have to come to court. There's just no doubt about it. And they're going to have to tell, and they understand that.
It might have been a vase. I want to say it was a vase. Like a vase, maybe. A glass vase.
Do you remember what color it was?
Clear, maybe?
Is that how big?
Maybe that tall.
Okay. Was it something that was inside the house sitting on his furniture or whatnot?
Let's see. I'm coming back through the window. I'm going back through the window. Radio set right here.
Was the radio on or off?
Who was that? I can't remember that.
All right.
I know we were listening to the radio that day.
Okay.
Dresser right here. I want to say it was a vase.
Okay. Do you remember what you did with the vase after that?
No. I'm sitting here right now just, you're talking and
It's okay. Casie, honey, it's okay. Don't you know we already knew that? You're not
is
surprised.
that what it was, a vase?
Well,
I mean, in my mind, that's what I can picture that I picked up. It seemed like he swung something at me and I was like,
remember how many times you swung the vase?
maybe 3.
Do you remember where you picked the vase up from?
I want to say it was on top of the dresser. There was a,
Now, when you're talking about the window,
okay, this, like say I'm the window, okay?
And you're looking out.
And,
out the front or out the side?
okay, let's make it like this. I'm on the front porch, okay? Here's a window here, here's a window right here,
Mm-hmm.
okay? This first window, the one that's closest to the front door, is usually always open.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're in the bedroom and you're looking at the window, on your, would be your right hand side, there would be a dresser drawer thing with a radio sitting on top of it. Then there's a dresser that opened. Yeah, that opened like this. I never wanted to stay shut. And up there was pretty much like, matter of fact, I had dusted that room that day. And I know I put a vase up there. Because he was like, oh, I got this vase from cleaning out cop cars at work release or something.
Had you ever picked it up before?
No. I mean, besides moving it that day, no. I mean, it was, I know you've seen where the TV thing
I
was.
did, yeah.
Okay, and it was all that little, the stuff that was in there, like, whatnots and stuff. There's a TV set on top of that. Yeah, the vase was inside that, and I moved it over there because when I was dusting and shit. Matter of fact, all the whatnots that were up in there, I didn't even put all them back out. I put some on the side and around the thing, clean that glass table off. Yeah, I want to say it was the vase that I had moved, and I believe I hit him with it 3 or 4 times.
Was he looking at you when you hit him, or do you remember how he was?
When I picked up the vase, he swung and missed.
Swung with what?
Swung with his fist
Okay.
and missed. And I swung, I want to say I hit him in the side of the head maybe.
Did you stand up the whole time, or did he fall down at all?
But he fell down because I fell down.
How did y'all fall down?
From tussling.
Okay. Did you hit him on the ground? Did you hit him standing up? Or both?
He was standing up when I hit him. Yeah, he was standing up. Seemed like I hit him 4 times.
Were you swinging right-handed or left-handed?
More likely right-handed.
Yeah, me too. I'm right-handed. I'm gonna pick something up swinging. I'm gonna swing with my right hand, my strong hand.
I mean, I played softball, so I can catch good with my left hand and right with my right hand.
Did you play in school, or did you just play?
I played when I went to private school.
Yeah.
Southern Rapids Academy.
That's what I went to school for. I had a scholarship.
Still,
Yeah. It's the only thing that kept me out of trouble, to be honest.
Okay.
Had to get out of where I was. Did he holler? Did he go?
You just, I remember him saying, you ain't.
And you said?
Oh,
Your contest?
yeah, Stephen said the most. But, I don't know, okay, I hit him 3-4 times. And seemed like he might have fell down. I don't remember if he fell down or he was standing up, and I know I hauled ass. It was also dark in that room.
Do you remember? Now, I want you to think clearly about this.
Seems like there might have been a lamp on or something. Wasn't there a lamp in that motherfucker around?
Yeah, a little bit.
Or the TV might have been. No, I don't think the TV was on. I don't remember what called the TV down. I don't know.
Did you remember taking your shoes off now? Or
I had flip flops on.
I might have known that.
I had flip flops on.
Take them off in the house or out of the house?
I got to my pop's house, had my flip flops in my hand.
You know what was on your flip flops?
There was blood on me and my flip flops.
Okay. What'd you do with your clothes?
So I took a shower.
At your pop's? What'd you do with your clothes, baby?
Put them on the floor in dirty clothes.
You left them there?
Yeah.
What about your shoes?
The shoes were in Pop's room.
Okay. What did you do with them?
And I left, and that's when Jimmy was like, you need to get rid of whatever stuff you had on. And I was like, wow, man. He was like, I just think it might be in your best interest. And he was like, I've got your shoes here. And I'm like, well, what are you going to do with them? He says, I'm going to get rid of them. He said he was going to burn them. But, I mean, if I was going to burn something, I'd have burned everything. I wouldn't have left my clothes in the bathroom. I just don't see me being that kind of person like that.
That's kind of careless.
Because that's like, in my mind, I'm not thinking, okay, I've got anything I've got to hide.
But here's the thing, that you did. Because you come home with blood on you, it's time to call the police.
Right.
So you were hiding. In essence, you're hiding from us. You might not have been hiding from your pops, Jimmy, whoever else was there. But you knew you had blood on you.
Yeah.
If you had blood
I
on you.
didn't know I had blood on me until my pop said.
Cool, I get it. But once you do.
Then that's when I went freaking out. I was like, oh my God.
Right.
And he said, Pop said, did you and Ben get into it again?
And what did you tell him?
And I said, we did. I said, that's why I need to stop hanging out with that motherfucker.
But see, here's my thing, Casie. You get to your pops. You ran all the way home, got some sticker in your foot.
It was a piece of metal, I believe that was on my foot.
Exactly. You run all the way home and he realizes you got blood all over you. That means something bad has happened.
Right, that means right.
That means somebody is back there and something bad has happened to him. Did anybody call the police for him?
No.
So you left him lay there. That's the bottom line. No matter what. No matter what you think happened to him.
Right.
No matter what you remember happened to him.
Right.
You
The
left him lay there.
responsible thing would have been to do was call the police.
And you could have went to the racetrack, dialed 911 from the payphone. You know you could have. You could have sent.
Well, actually, there ain't no payphones at no racetrack. I don't believe there was any payphones.
Well, you know somebody.
Yeah, I get your point. I could have went to the neighbor's house or anything.
I mean, if you left him bleeding. I mean, I understand if you didn't realize it, but see, I think you did. I know why. There's some evidence in the house that tells us when you were in your shoes
And when I was out of my
and
shoes.
when you were out of your shoes. And we can't make that up. We can't change it. We can't fix it. We can't make it go away. The one thing we can't change is the physical evidence. So it seems to make sense that you probably realized. Now, I'm not saying you realized he was dead. I don't think that.
I realized I didn't have my shoes on. And I turned, before I even got out of the house, I said, where are my shoes at? And I went back in the bedroom and grabbed my shoes. And he was laying on the, matter of fact, because I brought the blankets down there. Yep, okay.
Tell me what happened. I know it sucks, but you gotta say it.
We struggled, okay? We got an altercation. I picked up the thing that I had moved, the vase that I had moved from where the TV is to where the dresser is. He swung at me when he seen me grab that. And then when he swung at me, it's like, I guess he was losing, like about to stumble or whatever.
Balance.
And I hit him. I can remember hitting him 4 times. That's what I can remember is hitting him 4 times.
After he swung at you the first time with his fist, does he swing at you again?
Yeah, he's swinging at me. But I think I threw his arms down and hit him again. Then. Yeah, I think that's, I believe, when he swung at me, he missed. I swung at him, hit him with that vase.
How bad that pissed you off when he was swinging at you?
How bad that pissed me off? It wasn't the fact that it was pissing me off, it was the fact that the way he was, and that he had no reason to be like that. Just, because he wants to be an asshole, or because somebody hollers at me and, oh, hey, oh, what's up, girl, or whatever. It doesn't piss me off. It more hurt my feelings than anything that he would treat somebody like that. And I was the only person that went down there and helped him do anything. Everybody else wanted to use him. Oh, well, what has he got? Well, if you ain't got nothing, then fuck you. I'm the only person, regardless if he had money or not, if he needed somebody to talk to or whatever, I was there. Everybody else, he was a benefit for everybody else. All them people that say that's their friends. Right, he was okay, if I send you to the doctor, then I can make this much money off of you. But after that, I don't want nothing else to do with you till it's time to go about shit like that, And I'm trying to tell him, these people ain't doing nothing to using you, man. You need to go home to your mom. You need to get the fuck out of Jacksonville.
When you, do you remember what you did with the vase?
No, I really don't remember what I did with the vase. I remember.
Did you go through anything else in the room before you left? And remember, you have those things called fingerprints on file.
Yeah.
And we may or may not know something.
I can remember. Shit, I got my shoes on, grabbing my flip flops, and from the time I ran out of that front door and went to my pop's house, that's like a blur. That's like a streak of blur right there. I didn't even remember. I didn't even know I had that thing on my foot until after the fact, till like a day later. I didn't even.
Who's Biscuit?
Biscuit. That's, you want me to tell you the truth?
Well,
that's a random drug dealer, I should say. I mean,
Did you see him that night?
I seen him that day.
Okay. Did you see him that night after you and Ben got into this? Obviously, there's a reason I'm asking you. I want you to think closely about that.
Did I personally see him, or did I see his vehicle? Now I seen his vehicle because somebody had called him up to Pop's house.
Okay, your dad's.
To my Pop's house. Okay. Yeah.
So did he come up there and serve somebody at your dad's house?
Yeah, he came up there and served somebody. But when he came up there, I was coming out the back door. And my ride was there that was taking me back to Callahan.
Which was
somebody David had brought up there.
Did David come with him, or did he just send somebody for you?
He sent somebody to come and get me.
Listen, they're not involved in this. I could care less.
Hold on, I'm trying to think of who it is. It was a couple. I remember coming outside of Pop's and seeing the 2 sets of headlights, and I came back in the door and I said, "Pop, somebody's here." And he said, "Who is it?" I said, "Somebody in the house is called Biscuit. He's here." And then I went and I did like this, And I got in the vehicle and I left.
Meaning you're shooting deuces?
Yeah, like, hey, what's up,
Mhm.
But no, I didn't see,
Was there anybody with Biscuit?
not that I'm aware of. His windows are so dark you can't, and it was dark outside, you can't.
So you wouldn't have known if there was or wasn't. You just recognized his vehicle?
Yeah, I know his vehicle, yeah.
What kind of vehicle is it?
It's a gold car.
Let's go back to when y'all were testifying, you had the vase and you said you hit him 4 times. Do you remember how many times when you were standing over him and he was down, laying down, that you hit him?
Standing over him? No. I remember my head hitting him. But as far as how many times, no, I don't remember. I don't remember. Honestly, I don't. Because at this point, I'm sure my adrenaline was.
Okay.
Or was he shot?
You want me to tell you the truth?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
That's the faith we have to have. He wasn't shot. People thought that because of how the scene looked. It was, to be honest with you, it wasn't like I didn't. Sometimes right off the
So in
bat.
other words, when I got in the, I guess you could say in the state of mind that I was in at that time, I probably just kept right on and didn't stop until something clicked in my head maybe.
Something happened, yeah. Something real bad. Something real bad. A lot of people did think he was shot. Casie, I'm telling you, he was not shot. I know that it's not what you want to hear, okay? And the last one I want to be is the one to tell you that. But I'm not going to lie to you. There's no point in it.
Oh, Lord.
That's why I was trying to make you understand that it is so important because there are people that he showed you, every one of them have told us something. I'm not going to tell you what they've told us. You'll learn. You have to. It's part of your process. But there's people that we didn't show you as well. There's pieces of this puzzle. Listen, I get that you were jacked up. I get that the alcohol was ruling the roost in your brain. I get it. Based on what I know.
And I'm not a violent person like that though.
Well, nobody is until, like you said.
And, but when I get pushed to the point like that, sometimes it gets.
Well, it's obvious what it got to be. I'm going to lay it out for you. Nobody else did this to me. This is the result of what happened. Sometimes people can fall off the front porch and hit their head, and it could kill them. It just depends on how and where you're hit. Now, the beauty of this is, for us, is that we know where he's been hit. And we know how many times. And it's not because we went and counted. It's because a medical examiner did an autopsy. And I watched the whole thing. And based on what I saw, I mean, you hit him a lot.
Did I?
Now, which, like you said, you remember however many times?
I mean, in my mind, I can remember hitting him 4 times. That's what I remember.
To be honest with you,
And then I
4 would have done it.
I remember hitting him. Seems like he fell. And I thought, I need to get away from this motherfucker, probably in my mind. I went to go run out the house. Well, I didn't have my shoes on.
You think you hit him after that too?
No, because I'm really not into kicking people when they're down.
How many fights do you think you had?
Me and him? Since I've known him, I would say, like physical fights. maybe 4 or 5.
in the 3-year period.
Yeah. Physical, like,
Physical
I
violence.
mean, like arguing.
That's
There's
one
no
thing.
telling how many, but
Sure.
physical.
Somebody puts hands on somebody, and up to this point, no, it hasn't gotten as bad.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
Is there any chance that you had, in your mind, is there any chance that because of the way Scotty Boy and you went through it, that this might have made you a little bit madder than normal?
I know ever since me and Scott's been split up, if I get hit by a man, it's just like something just inside of me, you know. And it's because I know that a man can hurt me.
Here's the thing.
And
If I showed
I
you,
can't say it's Scotty Boy's fault, but he didn't help the fact.
okay.
But I love Scott. Like, you know, like I'm saying, he put me through a lot of shit.
So if there's any little scars on you, if there's any little something on you that Ben did, I need to know today so we can
I
document
healed
that.
up fast though. I mean,
Well, heal up fast. He don't heal up from what happened to him. I mean,
no, I said I healed up fast.
I know. What I'm pointing out to you is that was a hell of a fight. You talk about the brakes beat off of you. He got the brakes beat off of him. So in my mind, that kind of fight.
There was a scrape on the back of my leg from when he pulled me back through the window, but it's gone. It's been gone.
Do you remember telling or showing one of your friends, maybe somebody in that pack right there, any bruising on you?
Yeah, a bruise on my arm and a scratch on the back of my
And
leg.
who did you show that to?
My pop
Your pop.
and David seen it. Yeah.
And you said the bruise was here?
Mhm. Yeah, the bruise was right here. And I had a bruise on my knee, but that was from a couple of days before that when he says he stumbled and fell into me, which I had my back to him, so I'm sure he probably pushed me down the steps.
What do you think all of his injuries were?
All his injuries?
Like if I punched you in the eye, you'd have a black eye, right?
Yeah.
If I busted your nose, you'd have a bloody nose. Blood would be up here. What do you think all his injuries were?
Maybe in this area.
Is there anything else that you can remember? The blood that was on you, was that his blood?
Had to be. I mean, I had a little bit, you know, like from the scrapes or whatever, but it wasn't enough from the injury that I had, it wasn't enough for it to be in the places that it was on me.
So this all basically boils down to him hearing somebody holler, "Hey girl," to you, and he got...
And then Rodney being there, thinking that I wanted to sleep with Rodney. Every time some other man would come around, it was always, "Oh, you want to fuck them?" And not him in his mind not realizing, well, motherfucker, I've known this mother 10 times longer than that. If I wanted to fucking, either for one, I could have already, or for two, maybe I already have. Who knows?
Right.
But it's just, that was his way of trying to, I guess, be the macho person in the situation, because he never would really say nothing until there was other people around.
Had you guys broken up? Like, I mean, I know you're on again, off again with him or with David or whoever, but had y'all broken up in that couple days prior to that, or a day, or did he broke up with you and then y'all got back together?
Ben?
Yeah. Was there any talk of that, like him saying, "Look, I'm done with you. I don't love you anymore. We're broke up."
No.
But then y'all got right back together.
No, he's never.
Never said that to you.
He's whatever, but far as I'm done with you, and no, never. He's never.
Was
Never.
he? And I need you to be honest with me. Was he a source of pills or coke or whatever for you?
He was just.
He would. I'm not saying he would sell it to you. Would he give it to
He
you?
was just somebody pretty much for me to hang out with, so I didn't have to be at my pop's house down there with all the crackheads and all the bullshit going on down there. It was pretty much like a getaway. And plus, at the time, we were fixing the house up, or not fixing it up, but I guess you'd call demolition the house.
Yeah, that was pretty awful.
Yeah, I mean, you should have seen it before all the shit got moved out of the house. They had shit, like, say this is the wall, where the top of that little thing is, they had shit stacked all the way up there. I'm talking good. Me and him got in there with shovels and shoveled instead of, hey, go pick it up or whatever. You literally had to, like, show the hoarders, literally had to just scrape the house with shovels. Yeah, it was nasty.
Pretty awful.
Yeah, awful.
Let me ask you a question. If this is the bedroom and this is the door where you walk in, there's that taller dresser there, there's like a nightstand here and a cooler here. The vase was it on this thing or the bigger, taller dresser?
This thing, because this right here was slid up in the corner.
Yeah, it's a little closer to mine. My diagram's not the best. Okay, so it was here. Okay.
When you left, where was he laying? Where was he laying at? You went back to get your shoes.
That's a TV and that's a coffee table.
And that's the window.
Yeah.
Okay, these are the two windows that are facing the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seems like he was laying in this area right here.
In this corner over here.
Because this right here looks at the street, right?
Absolutely.
And okay.
That's the little ramp out.
Okay,
The
yeah.
chain link fence.
Yeah, he was
across the
laying
road.
around in here somewhere, yeah.
Okay.
Was he saying anything?
I don't remember him saying that. That seems like the TV might have been on, but I don't know if the TV was on. And when you ask me about the radio, I'm still in my mind trying to remember if the radio was on or not.
Yeah.
Can't recall that part.
You know, Casie, I gotta tell you, girl, earlier in the evening when he got stupid, it's probably a good idea to stay away from him.
Yep, when I left that first time and he called, I shouldn't have went back down there.
Tell me the things you did wrong here that night.
What I did wrong?
Yeah, what's the wrong?
Knowing he was trying to pick a fight with me, I went back down there.
Okay, that's one.
And after we got into an altercation, I should have called the police.
Mm-hmm. You think he deserved to catch that beating like that?
Well, at the time, obviously I thought that he needed his ass whooped, but I didn't know that it was going to turn out to be, you know, what it turned out to be.
Now that you know that that's how it's turned out, how's that sit with you?
It don't sit with me good at all. It doesn't.
If you had this to do all over again, what
Wouldn't
changes?
do it.
What
What
would you
change?
do? Mm-hmm.
If I had this to do all over again, knowing what I know now, what I didn't know then, I would have just stayed the hell away from him, period.
Well, what happens if you didn't and he took a swing at you? Then what?
Or if I would have like seen him somewhere,
You
he took a
were
swing at me,
sane, no drugs, no nothing.
and he took a swing at me, like how I am right now, if he took a swing at me,
Yeah.
well, if he'd have swung at me and missed, I probably would have hit him and hauled ass. But as far as, if he'd have swung at me and hit me, I'd have stood right there and toe to toe with him.
Fought him like a man.
Yeah. Now, years ago, I wouldn't have done that. But that comes from getting
Having to
bricks
fight.
off of you, yeah. Having to feel like you have to fight to survive, pretty much.
Is there anything else that you think you need to tell me? Anything that you've forgotten? Anything I haven't asked you? To be fair to you, is there anything I haven't asked you that you want to say? This is your day.
I apologize.
2. Let it out. I'm just gonna eat you up tonight. Let it out. I wish we could change a lot of things right now. So when you were hiding in the closet, were you running from us, or were you really running from the child support warrant? You had to know
Be
this was
honest.
coming.
Be honest.
What do you think I was gonna do?
Well, I know,
You know?
but I wanted to hear it from you.
I mean, yeah, and of course I wasn't gonna be like, well, hey, you know,
By the way, I hit somebody in the head.
but you know, if I would've gave them my real name that night, they was gonna let me go because I didn't have no warrants out. That's what they said. They said, you know, you don't got the warrants out.
They were right.
So maybe they were out,
They were right.
or they were
They
right.
were right.
Okay, so,
It takes time to do this.
right, well, in my mind, you know, I wasn't for sure, but, you know, when I heard, and then I kept hearing that the man got shot or whatever, and I was like, somebody fucking went down there and shot that man?
After I beat his
You
ass.
know, and I'm like, I know me and him got into it and shit, but, and somebody went down there and shot that man.
Yeah.
And, I kept praying to God. I was like, God, man, I said, you know, this is eating me up, not knowing if it's my fault or not. You know, me not knowing was eating me
I
up.
bet it was.
And, so I guess that was pretty much my blessing in disguise right there. Me telling them a false name and them bringing me to jail was my way of knowing for sure in my mind and getting, I guess, another unsolved mystery solved, maybe.
Well, we kind of knew who it was from the beginning. It was just a matter of putting it all together correctly.
Right.
Just because people tell us a story, they don't tell us your side.
Yeah, they don't, I mean, because they don't know. All they know is just what they assume or.
Right. And a lot of it was wrong because he was not shot. Listen, we would like to get cheek swabs from you to compare to the other evidence that we have. We ask it to be a voluntary basis. It's your right to say yes or no. One way or the other, it's going to happen. I mean, we would like it to be voluntary in this manner. And again, you can refuse. We'll then end up with a court order. So I'm not trying, that's not a threatening manner.
Anytime you get convicted of a felony in Duval County, they do this swab
They
thing
do.
now, don't they? What is
They
that
do.
for? Is that?
It's a law now. There are certain crimes, and it's really to catch people that do things of bad nature.
Like, so you can pretty much tell if a kid got abducted and there was a cigarette butt laying there by the saliva on that cigarette butt, can pretty much, okay.
It's, you know how fingerprints work? When you get arrested, they take your fingerprints and they put it in the system. So you and I have touched this cup.
Mm-hmm.
If they process this cup, because you're in the system, I'm in the system because I'm law enforcement, they're going to see.
Actually, all three of us will touch the cup.
Absolutely. So we're all three guilty of touching the cup.
Right.
So our fingerprints, because they're in the system, when they take those prints and they look and they put it in the system, they go, oh, that's Casie and that's Simpson and that's Scott. That's how that goes. DNA is the same way. And it used to be there were only a very few crimes that they could force people to, once they were convicted, to put their DNA in the system. Well, with all the kids that have been abducted and killed and the sexual predators, that's one of the changes in the laws, is that now that there's a lot more crimes to do that. However, that just puts it in the system. There are rules to how and what we can do with that. Like, we want to process evidence with yours. We're not trying to see if you're guilty of other crimes. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to see if you've been a sexual predator somewhere else. That's not what we're about. That's not how we're using this. So there's a bank, there's a DNA bank, and I heard one of the analysts told me the other day there's 11 million samples in the Florida DNA bank.
Dang.
11 million.
Crazy, isn't it?
I didn't know there's 11 million people in Florida.
Me neither. That's a lot of people. 11 million?
11 million in
I mean,
Florida.
I know Duval, or that's in Florida, okay, because I know Duval is the biggest county in the United States now.
At the end of Casie White's interview, her DNA is collected. She's returned back to jail while the investigation continues.
Boy, let's go.
Casie White was found guilty of second-degree murder with a weapon. She was sentenced to life in prison.